So in season 1 of Dying Embers, this is a campaign for those who haven't been watching that has been going on now for over a year. And it felt like a good time to put this into season 2. So in season 1, the gist of the story is that the Wolfheart Clan, led by Magnus Darkshield, the main overarching storyline is they freed the deity Horalfair, the hungering flame. And in doing so, they've been going on a long series of quests or journey to keep on Horalfair's good graces. They've been building an army to overthrow a renegade warlord. So the Caelian Empire, led by King Marvaldi Dominus III, has been at war with the Warlord's Alliance, which is a group of Caelian Barbarians from the north who are constantly invading the Caelian Empire.
Can you turn the music down just a little bit?
Sure. How's that?
More? Is it really loud to anybody else? Or is
It seems pretty loud.
Okay, alright.
How about now?
Still more.
Jesus.
Like half.
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
How about now?
Well, the music got quiet, so it might be okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Continue.
Thanks. So Magnus Darkshield, Avon Rizzo Zervesh Rezin, and the now new Tasiki have been building an army so they could combat against Ragnar and stop the Caelian advancement. Unbeknownst to them, they had made a deal with Wolvig Tenfeather, Rook Shadow clan of the Caelian Barbarians, who was also in leagues with Ragnar. Unfortunately, Wolvig double-crossed Magnus and sold out his own people to the Caelian Empire. And in doing so, the Caelian Empire went in with the help of the Royal College, a large institute of powerful archmages, and annihilated the Caelian Barbarians of the Oakhammer clan. All is not lost though, as Magnus was able to overcome one of his arch rivals. Halric Craghelm from the Burning Tree was killed, and you guys rescued what was remains of the city. You also rescued the Minotaur people from the Haunted Lands and from the clutches of Maw, although you know that the void is still spreading in the Haunted Lands, though you're not sure to what extent. But the group chose to head northward in the hopes of putting Magnus Darkshield on to put him as the warlord of the new Warlord's Alliance. So you traveled from Avernus. Unfortunately, you lost your fire giant companion on the way, and his whereabouts are still currently unknown. You went to Alheim, and from Alheim you went to the coastal town of Kyriador, which is an Oakhammer town. It is there that you guys purchased a boat to travel north. So you guys have in your possessions right now a keel boat that'll fit the 6 of you. It does have a sail and does have rows, so you can paddle if you need to. It is a 2-week journey to cross from Kyriador, across the Tenarian Ocean to Sleet's Landing, the capital of the Northlands. You guys know that you're going into very cold, snow-like temperature.
So we're on a very rickety boat.
It's not rickety, but it's smaller.
Is it big enough to fit 6 people? And we're going on a 2-week journey across the water? Oh, God.
y'all smell.
So before you guys go across the ocean, is there anything you want to do beforehand? Or would you like to describe your Arctic attire on your characters, because you are going into the tundra, the northern tundra?
I'm wearing a fox fur coat on top of my fur coat. But it's gray fur, not red on my body.
Okay.
Would it be okay for like a Rusko to shave themselves? Like, is that...
Where are you going with this?
Please explain.
Yeah.
like a human female has to like shave her legs and shit. Like, is that required of female Ruskos, or are you considered weird?
I mean, You're all made of furs.
I mean, yeah, you're a fox, aren't you?
I'm normally shaven anyways, but I wear a fur coat and fur.
I don't trip my feathers.
Okay.
Yeah, those dogs look like when they get their whole body shaved and just their head is like fur. That's what you would look like. Do you want to look like that when you go across the ocean?
I think Avon would just keep his attire on, since he already has the feathers from growing up.
Okay.
So he's already insulated.
Magnus doesn't change either. He has his bear skin cloak.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think Rizzo's just gonna have himself a big, thick cloak and probably extra padding underneath of his armor.
Risen will just put on like a fur coat with like a leather hood.
Just thicker coats for us all then.
So you guys pick up some of the attire needed to travel northward to Sleet's Landing. The coast at Kiridor was like the other coast. It was mainly deserted, as the war was hard for the Caelian Empire. But the 6 of you, this is your keel boat. It's got a little door on the back. It has a ballista on the front if you wanted to use the ballista. But it will get you across this 2-week journey across the ocean into the Arctic lands, so as you guys begin your journey, I'm going to assume Rizzo is sailing the ship.
I will be navigating and sailing the ship.
Claimed. I get this room. Mine.
Sawyers.
The only room.
You know, Rizzo. I will be staying at my home and I will be driving the ship.
You get both beds.
The one
That's
bed
right.
that doesn't sleep gets the room with the beds. Okay.
That's right. Got me comfy.
Have yourself a good time.
So Rizzo, give me some
Fucking seagulls.
give me a navigator's tools check. So give me a d20 plus your proficiency plus either your wisdom or your int, whatever one's higher.
Alright. It was a D20 plus my proficiency. In my proficiency.
Proficient in navigational tools.
It just says query attribute. What is?
Say something, Metal.
What? What? Why?
Lemon saying we're getting feedback.
Oh, from you?
We're listening to you talk. My mic didn't cue, so probably only talk at the same time, and I go through yours.
Well, I got loud when I yelled at the seagulls.
There we go.
Ooh, nice roll.
Oh damn.
There we go. How many did you need?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Cool. We driving.
Big bro.
Let me see if my gain. I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you're good. You just can't get really loud.
Did it work?
They didn't
I
pick
just
up on
kicked
it.
a dog.
She knows what's up. She knows it's time to party. So the 24 navigators tools, the sail is out. There's a nice wind gusting, so you guys don't need to row too much right now. The waves are steady for the most part, and you're still closer to the Tonarian continent than you are to the Northlands. So it's still summertime, and you have it's a nice breeze, so you don't need to wear your heavy clothing just yet, but is this anyone's first long boat ride as their character?
Avon's,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, mine.
Wasn't it a 10-day journey on the boat? When we went from Abraxas?
Maybe you're flying.
Yeah, we weren't in the boat. Well, I wasn't.
There was a swapping between.
Cheers, so the rest of you been on the boat. Avon, give me a con save.
Go get seasick.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice. You get a little bit choppy waves for a little bit into this journey, a couple days in, and the waves rock up and down, and Rizzo yells out some orders on how to stir the ship with the wave. Avon,
Well, you gotta fucking steer into it. There's my fucking orders. Steer into it. Fucking hold on, we'll be alright.
Avon gives a burp, but he's able to contain himself. And the seasickness doesn't take hold.
And then the Kraken pops out.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait for this whole
So
time.
Rizzo, do you miss sailing your boat or navigating your boat versus our airship?
Both have their pluses and minuses. The ship, I am so used to like the smell of the ocean and the seas. It's what I do.
Like
Being in the air is a lot
salty,
different.
Rotten fish carcasses.
Been doing it my entire life. It's beautiful. I wouldn't like nothing ever else. But you know, hey, flying in the air is pretty good too. Besides the flying dragons and things that land on us, and you know.
I feel like I
Down
would
here-
prefer the attacking dead hordes of creatures back in Abraxas versus this.
Oh. No. This is fine compared to that. This is nothing. This is a walking in the dark. Yes.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's
Mini
fine.
boat rides.
Seeker's not a fan of it. She's gonna go into this room, sit on the bed, and write in her Bible that she's writing.
Okay.
The first
She's
of all,
making-
fair Bible.
yeah.
Raw fare.
Make a religion check, Tsiki.
It's gonna be all bad.
Natural one.
I hope it's just made of natural one.
She's writing the pamphlet for her church back home so she can hand them out when she's over here.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah, you feel like you know the word of Rother very well.
I just wrote a fucking amazing scripture. Okay. I'm not religious at all, by the way, so this is gonna be great.
You're gonna actually write it? Yeah, she's writing it.
I am writing the fucking Bible.
Glory to thy Rother. It's been about 8 days now on this boat ride. Is there anything anyone wants to do during the time? For food, you guys can create water, create food. You guys can fish over the side. However you guys want to sustain yourselves besides your rations for this 2-week journey. If there's anything you'd like to do, it's a mostly quiet boat ride unless the seas are against you, but
Oh please, somebody try to fish. See what monstrous fish creatures we can get.
I was gonna have Magnus.
I'm not doing it.
Magnus wants to fish.
I'm just gonna do my usual. I'm gonna be captain of the boat, keeping an eye out, making sure Magnus doesn't fall over, or Ava. Actually, I'm making sure Ava doesn't get fucking snatched up.
Yeah, speaking of which,
Yeah, you best get in the back. There you go.
We use Avon as bait.
Toss him out there with
I'm
a
gonna
rope.
catch a monster.
Use his feathers to make a lure. You can donate.
so Magnus, you don't have a fishing pole, so he's got some string you tied to it to a stick. Toss it over. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep, like we used to do back in the day.
It just tosses over, slowly, just going along. You guys are moving about 3 miles per hour. It's a pretty good movement. Magnus, as you're fishing over the side, you see 3 silhouettes move in the water, kind of up towards you.
It's the vampires.
It's the vampires. And you see 3 killer whales are like under the boat, just kind of swimming with you guys. Not threatening, they're just kind of curious. And with your experience, since you've made this trek a couple times, you know that killer whales are not going to attack as long as you don't get in the water or look like their main food source, which you guys don't. So you watch as these killer whales kind of float under you guys for a little bit and just watch what the group's doing, what the boat's doing. They swim to the other side. One of them gives a tug on the line. With his mouth, he grabs it a little bit and snaps the rope.
Oh.
Bitch! Hey Avon! You should come see this.
what? What's up?
Have you ever seen Marine Life?
I haven't been to the ocean at all.
Oh, well, look over the edge.
Oh, I can see the whales. Oh,
Be careful, they eat
Uh,
chicken.
they eat chickens. Well, I'm not a chicken, so.
I mean, close enough.
Close enough.
A little ways in the distance, about 150 feet, you see a large spout shoot up in the air, water, and you see the fin of a humpback whale as it turns its arm slowly and smashes the ground in front of you.
I'm gonna bring up Mini Avon and just keep an eye out with perception.
Nice. Two of the killer whales dive underwater. The third one lingers for a bit. Gets close to Ryzen, Zervesh, and then it dives underwater. Nice. You guys get close to the humpback whale as you keep going north towards Sleet's Landing. The humpback whale shoots out another spray about 30 feet from the boat this time. Just whoosh, and some of the water lands onto the group on top deck. Seeky's inside. So you get a little rain shower from this humpback whale, and then you can see it slowly fade off. In the distance, because it's nothing for miles and miles, you can make out, looks to be a boat of some kind, maybe 3 to 4 miles behind you. You can see what looks to be it's a long boat, kind of like yours, but maybe a little longer. It's got a larger sail. It's hard to make out what's on the sail, but it's behind you. It's moving to the north with you guys, but it doesn't look threatening.
Pirates.
I'm worried about that myself. Let's keep an eye on them. If they get any closer, somebody want to get on the ballista, and people want to ready spells if they have them. Question?
I mean, I can go just check them out right now.
Well, that would be friggin' amazing. How the hell?
Bird mode.
I am going to jump in the water and turn into a killer whale. Wait, can I turn into a killer whale, or is that?
They
No, we'll just do
are.
eagle.
They're 3. 0-3.
No. So I'm doing eagle, just regular.
Okay.
And I'll fly over.
So I will show you what you see.
I'm gonna get a fireball ready.
So as you fly over, they don't pay you too much mind. A couple of them look up, but there is 10 looks to be Caelian warriors. They're rowing it together, so they all row at the same time. And in the front there is a looks to be a Caelian. He has a great sword on his back, and he also has a very oversized longbow, also draped around his shoulder. Next to him, it looks to be some sort of Caelian shaman. She has bones in her hairs. She has tattoos all across her arms and her legs. And she's looking down at the water. When you look to the back, it's just the same. There's another person shouting at the oars. Caelian Barbarian, oversized longbow, leather armor. And then another shaman. And then in the very back, sit it down, you can see one of the, what was before, one of the burning tree honor guards that you guys met before. But he's by himself. None of the other members on this ship give off any indication that they're a burning tree, but this one guy is just sitting there staring off into the distance as you swoop overhead of him. They're moving faster than your ship is, because it's much bigger and has much more manpower. But they don't look like they are particularly like chasing your boat. They're just going north too.
Alright. I'll just probably land on their sail and hang out for till they get closer to our boat.
So when you land, the shaman looks up and she nudges the man, the Caelian warrior with the longbow. Dinner, shoot dinner. And he slowly pulls off his oversized longbow. This longbow is like twice the size, so he slowly pulls it back. And you can see he's really having to tug it hard. And he fires at you.
Alright. Let's see what an eagle's fucking AC is.
$15.
Yep, that hits.
Oh no.
8 damage.
Yep. I take, I think 8, so 5 on my.
Then you fall out of form, right?
Yep. So I might be just sitting up on top of their sails right now.
With the arrow sticking out of you.
Alright, so Zervesh, you're on the front with a large, oversized arrow in your chest, and as your form fades on the ship, everyone looks up. Sorcerer! And they all start to unsheath their weapons. 2 longbows come out, the shamans start to ready spells. The burning tree zealot looks up.
I'll just rip the arrow out and say, "Ow! What was that for?"
When you speak, the zealot puts his hand up. Wait. We have a visitor. I know this one. Would you like to come down from there and speak to me?
How high up is?
You're dropping about 40 feet.
Sure, I'll drop.
You land on the deck. Give me an acrobatics check.
I'm really hoping this whiffs it. Damn it.
Can I just say this is the second time in 2 sessions where we're just standing back watching as shit goes
Yeah.
crazy with the Anyways.
Zervesh just does what he wants.
I think this is a moving rowboat, so I think disadvantage makes sense, as it's choppy and rolling around.
Mm-hmm.
So he jumps down, tries a 3-point stance, and falls on his face. And the Caelian rowers look over.
I'll slowly get up. Sorry, I'm not used to the seas.
About this time, the ship here is within about 100 feet from your guys' keel boat, and you guys can turn and you can see. You saw Zervesh just fall out of the sail and land, and then stand up. And the zealot walks forward.
I hope he's doing okay.
We can see, like, right? We can see what the people are doing kind of on the deck.
Yeah, you can see him rowing.
Yeah.
You can see the shamans and the barbarians are looking over, ready but not being hostile.
Well, did we see Zervesh do everything he just did?
Yeah, you just saw Zervesh land and sit there, and then an arrow hit him.
Okay, well, I mean, seems like it's going okay.
So the boat is about 40 feet away from your boat, and they're about 100 feet behind you, but they will pass you in a couple rounds because they are moving much faster. So you can see us come up, and you see this, and Magnus, you'd recognize it right away. You'd recognize the burning tree armor from the honor guard, the same ones that you guys that didn't want to join you, so you killed them on the spot. That same burning tree guard. So they
Uh-oh.
Boy.
Magnus, what say you? Remnants.
I mean, until Zervesh jumps off the boat, I'm sure he's fine. He's sneaky.
Kinda.
On your command, sire.
On your command, sire.
The zealot walks up to Zervesh. He doesn't make any motions towards his weapons. He just walks up to him. You're the one with Magnus that helped kill Hallert Craghelm.
Yes.
I owe you a great deal. You freed my people. He had turned to the ways of dark magic, blood magic. This is not the way of the word. He disrupted our honor. And thanks to you, have freed him, and now I will do what I can to repay the debt and to make a new name for my people. We head to Sleet's Landing, as it looks like you are as well.
Yes, we are, but, how many of your people are left?
There's a few to the west in the hinterlands that I hope to reconvene with, but besides that, we are scattered. We are not gone, but scattered. Many of us chose not to follow Halric after he turned away from Ragnar. It is my hope that I can gather everyone again, reclaim what was lost to us, and maybe participate in the Great Hunt. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. My manners? What is your name?
Oh, I am Zervesh.
I am Linhart. It is good to meet you.
It's good to meet you as well.
You must know, Zavesh, that no one can ride this ship for free. So if you do not want to put your back into the oars, I would ask that you return to your ship. Your friends are welcome to trade ships and join ours if they wish, since I believe that mine is much more sturdier. But they will also need to put their backs into it.
We've been doing that on our own. Are we close to?
About this time, you guys see Zavesh talking and the boat goes whoosh past you guys.
Well, goodbye. Have fun.
Well,
Have a
I
great time.
guess we might leave, or we'll meet you wherever we land. And as we're passing the boat, I'll just hidden pass back onto ours.
Okay. So as you jump back to their boat, the boat goes past you guys into the distance and slowly starts to fade out.
That thing was fucking fat.
The barbarian.
They have more people rowing.
Technology.
Yeah, there's like 10 people at least, minimum.
That is true.
We've got a sail right now.
Nobody rowing. Yeah.
And nobody rowing.
Y'all lazy.
Says Magnus with the mage hand.
With the fishing?
But anyway, if you're looking for allies, when we get to, holy shit, I forgot where.
It's landing.
Sleet's landing. Yeah.
Sleet's Landing. It sounds like some of the burning tree may be willing to work with you. One of them, or a man named Linhart, was from the burning tree. Was on. Sounds like not everyone followed the old leader.
That's good news. I imagine with any group of people, there's always people I don't want to follow.
True enough.
Should we start rowing then to get there faster?
Do you want to row?
Go for it.
That's totally up to you guys. Because all I'm gonna do is stand behind you and go, row, 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 row. Because I am the captain.
I'll do it for old time's sake.
You need
We're gonna
someone, need someone on your opposite side.
I'll do it.
Avon's gonna do it.
I'll try.
Avon and Magnus make athletics checks for me. So you guys are
Oh,
you guys are
no.
gonna sit opposite each other in a row?
Oh no.
You saying I have all these magic users
Oh,
that
no.
manipulate air and make it sail?
That's not too bad. You do have a lot of magic
Those
users.
are bad.
Magnus is you can see the form for Magnus as he's done this before in his past. And Avon, much smaller in stature, 4 foot, holds the oar and but the boat turns a little bit, but it keeps going.
As they start rowing, I'm gonna start casting control winds into the sail.
Wait, did you use your big boy hand?
Sure.
No, I didn't. I was going to, but as soon as Avon said he's there, I was like, nah, never mind.
We'll start turning instead.
Start,
It's like- I'm gonna have to walk over there, pick Avon up, set him down, and start rowing myself.
You can be on one side and
Control
then we'll
water.
roll on the other.
to keep the current going and then of the boat.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Damn, we got a speedboat now.
Hell yeah, let's pass him by.
Fucking race now.
Pew.
Put the big boy hand up, waving at him as we go by. There we go.
So 10 minutes of control water and an hour of the control winds. The first 10-minute burst from both at the same time, and then Magnus and Avon, even though you guys are rowing with the spells, it's not really doing much to help pass the spells.
Yeah,
What you guys do anyways? But you guys you catch up to the Nordic longship. You guys are side by side for a bit, and then once the control water wears off, you guys fade back a little bit.
Nah,
Then-
30 minutes though.
More control waters come in. With all the control waters, you guys go in front of the keel boat for a bit, And it
I
evens out a
have
little
3
bit.
hours of control wind, so
Oh jeez.
So your control winds will put you guys at about a 4 miles per hour speed. They row at about a 5, and then with both at the same time, you guys would be about a 6. So when you have both controls going, you guys are much faster. When you have just one, you guys are still very fast, but
Hey, don't mock the speed of a boat. A knot is pretty fast.
mhm. You see the boat start to angle itself a bit, going towards this black cloud storm that seems to be floating across. You can see that they're positioning themselves to go directly at the storm. And they peel away from you some. And you see this dark storm cloud. You can see the rain in the distance, and you can hear a couple of cracks of thunder. And it's moving east to west as you guys are going north. It might cross your path, it might not.
Oh no. We can avoid
What's that?
that,
What do we
right?
do?
Well, we batten down the hatches and we hold on and hope for the best.
That's all? Oh god.
We're
Okay.
going to have to lower the sails and we're going to have to make sure everything's tightened down. Yeah, steer into the storm if we have to. Yeah, typical. Was y'all scared? Pfft, babies.
I've been through it before.
It's just a little storm. It's not like I'm not even going to say the Kraken again. Hey.
He's the reason for this.
Yep. Kraken's gonna come out and get us.
So those,
How bad does that storm look?
it's a very dark cloud, and you can see a blanket of rain and a couple of flashes of lightning. The rain's starting to hit you guys now on your boat.
Well, experienced. I am going to say we need to pull down the sails, and we need to start paddling because we do not need anything else in the air for lightning strikes. So who wants to start paddling?
So how many spells would I have gone through? About 3, all 3?
It's 1 hour per.
Yeah.
Suki's sick. She can't help. Move back.
If you went 3 control waters and 1 control air, you'd just be down 1. If you want to just use 1.
Alright.
The dark cloud now
So
is
who-
going to overtake you guys as you're getting closer.
Who all's gonna row?
All right.
I'll continue.
Yes, I'll get on this side and
Risen, Siki?
Unless you need help.
Can't help. She's sick.
I'll help. I have.
Big boy hand.
and that was
oh.
athletics for this.
For Rowan?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm rowing like I always do.
25. 3 more.
There's
left.
5 of us.
Big boy
I'm
hand.
going to cast Enhance ability at 6 for strength checks.
Okay.
Do I need to do my athletic again?
Yeah, if you're Rowan, yeah. And you get enhanced ability too. Oh,
What is that? Okay.
you get
You
a
get 17.
yeah, you get
Does
advantage.
attack
Okay.
advantage.
It brings back
Much better.
memories. We lived on a houseboat and it would storm in the middle of the night.
That'd be awesome.
The waves
I'm trying to fucking sleep.
the waves are getting higher and higher, and you guys are rowing. You're getting to some of the rain, and you can hear the thunder coming as the storm's about to hit you. The waves are getting very choppy, and then almost like a brick, the winds hit.
What was that?
Everybody stay calm. We're just gonna keep paddling, steer into it a little bit, make
I
sure.
can't hear you. What?
Hey, hey!
We're gonna die.
It's at
Shut up.
advantage. Burrito. Rising.
You guys are rowing. And it's so loud you gotta shout to hear yourselves. The boat's just up and down and up and down.
Much better.
Are we going the right way?
We'll be fine. We're pointing north. Where's that compass at?
Why didn't we just fly our castle?
It would have taken too long in castle. This is fine. We're okay. This is all right. Things are gonna be fine.
Everyone make acrobatics check.
Uh-oh. I am keeping over the boat. Do I have advantage?
You're doing what on the boat? Yeah, disadvantage. Oh no!
It's only strength based, boys, so we're all fucked.
Everyone, the boats go up and down very loud, and Rizzo's barking orders, and then you see that the boat makes a huge chop and Rizzo gets tossed into the water.
Killer whale! Zabesh! Go save him!
The boat's flying up and down. You can see Rizzo paddling, his head pops above water, and then it goes back under as another wave crashes down on top of him.
That would help with this.
Cast fly. I'll try and fly to him.
Okay.
Now you're gonna get swept in too.
Shut up. Fine.
Make an athletics check, Magnus, with your big boy hand at advantage.
Yeah. So it's +3 to this.
17?
So yeah.
The boat's chopping and waving. Dasiki's holding on, and you see just chunks spew from her mouth.
It's at advantage, so 23, isn't it? If you get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
+3.
Yeah.
Magnus,
Okay, 23.
you go flying over the wave. One wave rips up real high, and you go up to avoid it, and then you reach down with your big boy hand, and you grab Rizzo's arm, and you pull him out of the water, and you're flying back towards the ship, holding Rizzo by your big boy's hand. You guys,
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to owe you my life again. This freaking plate armor is not no good right now. I'm gonna take this shit off. Alright, let's try that again. I'm gonna tie myself down this time. Take a rope and tie it around my waist and tie it around something sturdy that's not gonna
Do the
move.
pole.
The mast.
Middle. Yeah, the mast.
nice.
I'm gonna do the same actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, yep, that's a good idea.
I think we'll all follow suit. I'm gonna tie myself to the
Let's be a little safer here.
deck as well.
On myself like the seat.
So as the storm is beating down on you guys and you're tying yourselves to it, skill challenge. How you guys use your skills to escape the storm, or to hold on till the storm's over.
Well,
Yeah.
can I just use my navigator's tool and be like I'm a boss at fucking driving this thing?
Yeah, that makes sense. You can, yeah, and your
Alright.
background is like a sailor to help guide them.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
With my strong prayers and belief in our Lord and Savior, my prayer will guide us to safety.
So you want to pray to Hrothgar to help you? Okay, that's religion.
Yep.
I'll do history and maybe something about storms and their progression. So trying to help us guide through parts that I might know that are safer.
Okay.
I guess perception. Trying to dictate waves.
Sure.
I suppose I'll use survival and try and minimize the risk of lightning hitting them.
Okay.
That would be pretty bad. I'll just use acrobatics to avoid falling over.
Nice.
There we go.
Sure. All right. Everyone else roll except yep. There's Rizzo's. There's 24 is good. 21. Oh yeah, you guys
I'm having
kill
some
this.
bad rolls tonight, man. Y'all are killing it. I'm having some shit rolls.
Raz, take a shot. Natural 20.
There's been 2.
It's a very heavy storm for a good 10 minutes, but thanks to navigating, knowing how to steer the boat to avoid lightning strikes and the waves.
You just gotta believe.
And as Tasiki opens the deck and starts to shout Hrothgar psalms at the 5 of you, you feel energized. And even though the boat is rocking heavily and you guys are going almost like on a roller coaster up and down in these waves, you're able to hold on and make it out of the storm. Now there's just a slight rain, and you can see the storm moving across the west away from you. You can also see the boat from the burning tree about a mile ahead of you. Looks like it's took a little bit of sail damage, and they're repairing it right now, but they're also looks okay for the most part. You guys continue north.
Woo! That was a wild ride. That was fun, though. I mean, I almost drowned, but that was good times.
Your definition of fun and mine are different.
Oh, that's good times. These waves are great.
The one guy that almost died is having fun.
Hell yes. It was okay.
Get that adrenaline rush.
You take it slow, first rodeo, eh?
I just
All
enjoy
right.
being on a ship.
Should we open the sails again?
Yep.
Yep.
So as you guys are now getting close to Sleet's Landing, it's a little laggy. There we go. Gonna need one more navigator's tools check to make sure you can navigate your way to Sleet's Landing. Regardless, if you have a low roll, you might just miss it by a little bit. But if you have a higher roll, you kind of know how to get there.
Oh, we're making it.
25,
God.
easy. Is there anything the group would like to do on the last 4 days of this journey?
Nope. I'm just
Think
fixated
they
on the
want
land.
I'm going to politely ask Taziki to clean up her mess on the puke deck. I mean the poop deck, since she decided to yak all over the place.
Is that my fault?
Yes, it
May have
was.
not cleaned it
You
up.
couldn't hold it
Just
down.
keep an eye out for anything interesting around.
Sure.
I'll use somebody's coat that I found in the search.
Great, it's probably mine.
Yeah.
With a 15 perception, you guys are about maybe 2 days out, and the water around you gets a lot colder, almost out of nowhere, and you start to see ice shelves and icebergs and floating ice just broken up around you guys, and you have to navigate the ship around some of these large ice structures. It's not too hard, you just move around it, but now when you dip your hands into the water on the side of the boat, it's much colder.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't jump in this stuff.
Ooh.
I'm waiting for him to come back for this next part because he specifically asked for this. He sent me a message that I gotta have this next part, so I'll wait for him. But you guys you dodge ice to the sides and you start to see seagulls again coming closer as you're getting closer to land. There he is. I say this next part just for you. So as you guys are dodging some of these large chunks of ice, you see a large horn-like spear come out of the water a little ways up, and you see a couple narwhal poke their heads up outside of the water.
Yeah.
And then they dive back down.
You know people kill them, right?
Yeah, it's sad, ain't it?
Yeah, they use their horns
The
for,
horn.
you know.
Is it
Medical
the-
purposes.
Yeah, erectile
Horn.
dysfunction. Yeah.
Funny enough,
Gotta
you
use
see
somebody else's horn for their own horn. Fuck it.
Yeah.
as you guys are talking about this on the boat, you see a small little Viking ship, and you see a guy that's just pulled a narwhal onto the boat and starting to cut the horn off of the front of his face. It's a fishing boat. It's a whaler's
Narwhal
boat.
Wars? Is that our new show?
We will
No.
protect all the narwhals out here.
Deadliest
Fuck being,
catch.
yeah, we're fuck being warlords. We're gonna protect all the narwhals.
Sunbeam.
Are you sunbeaming?
No.
I was about to say, holy shit.
I'm just gonna say, poor narwhal.
Sad.
What can we do? It's probably what they do over here. I don't know.
Yeah,
Magnus.
it's pretty common.
All right. See, we're just gonna let it go.
You gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
They got to make money somehow.
Temperature is much colder, and you start to put on the furs that you brought with you. For those that brought furs with them,
It's fucking cold.
Why does my fur smell like puke?
It's only different.
Tzatziki!
Sorry. Oh god, I'm so belchy. I'm so very seasick.
dodging more ice, you see the jagged coastline come into view, and you're a couple hours away from Sleet's Landing, but you know to position yourselves and follow the coastline towards Sleet Landing. You can see the hillsides rise up above you into a fog-covered cloud. It's strange, Magnus. It's summer, and usually there is snowfall in the summer in the Northlands, but it is much more snow than you're typically used to seeing. It's like a couple inches that you can see rising behind the coastline and covering some of the pine trees that dot the landscape behind you.
No, I'm sure everybody loves this.
Eventually, you follow the coast, and you come to Sleet's Landing.
Oh wow.
Getting my music up.
That's a big ass.
Big boy town.
Well, where would you like to port at? We can go over towards 8 or 4.
There we go.
It looks like there's some places to park.
So coming upon the city, Sleet's Landing, as Magnus would tell you, was once a crude village, but has grown into today's thriving trade capital of the Northlands. Much of its early growth came from the Caelian clans raiding the Southlands, Grovian Empire, and returning with goods to peddle and resources to craft. These resources allowed for an influx of craftsmen and women, sailors, whale hunters, fishers, miners, and gatherers. There's a little bit of farming here, but not too much. Sleet's Landing has been ruled by a continuous line of the Oakhammer clansmen, with the previous 3 Oakhammer clansmen being Leadville Rootwalker, which was the clansman when Magnus was a boy, and someone that Magnus has a grudge upon because he did not come to the aid once his clan was destroyed. Edis Rootwalker was next in line, and he is the one that you met and you gave to Princess Marvaldi, or King Marvaldi, and let him execute him. And then the newest one in line that you guys know of was Ragnar Stormbear. He took Rootwalker's place. Although it is typically seen as a Caelian city, Sleet's Landing holds a wide variety of races and ethnicities on the snow-covered walkways that you guys are approaching. You'll find Sleet's Landing to be a town full of boisterous and loud people, proud of their accomplishments and ready to prove themselves. In fact, even though the city is surrounded by the great wooden palisade walls that cover the entire city, it's such a popular place that every few years they have to tear down the walls, expand the city, and then rebuild the palisades for protection. Safety is inside the great walls, because great beasts much larger than those you'd encounter in the Tenarian grasslands roam the Northlands. So as you guys approach, there are 2 docks, like you saw. Number 8 looks to be... has Magnus ever been to Sleet's Landing?
I believe so, when he was younger.
So you know number 8 is called the long docks, number 4 is called the short docks. And the reason for that is the long docks at 8 is the Bone Market Square, Ivory and Bone Market Square. It's where a lot of the more expensive stuff goes to. A lot of tradesmen and women from across the Hanoi travel east to west and come to trade here. You can find a lot of jewelry, magic items, and so on and so forth. If you go to the other docks, number 4, those are the whale hunter docks. You'll find the fishermen's, you find whalers, where they string up the whales and start to carve blubber from their bodies to boil it and use it in trade. And the landing docks stretches far across, from east to west across Sleet's Landing.
Well, if you don't see more of those narwhals being killed and skinned and descaled, probably get an 8. If you don't mind it, then get a 4.
I say it's a good call.
It has
Doesn't matter to me.
expensive Stuff.
We have
Sure,
the
our
good
weaker
stuff
stomach
over there.
friends would appreciate us going to 8.
Sure.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
So because this is a capital city like we always do, this is a lot of discussion. You guys kind of talk. I don't have maps for anything in this area because this is a 25,000 people city and it's massive. So each number represents a district to explore. If you guys are curious about sections, since Magnus has been here once before, he could probably guide you in the areas to go. But as you guys pull your ship close, there are a couple sailing walking around the docks. They wear very heavy furs. Some look to be bear, some look to be fox, some look to be snow leopard. The ones in snow leopard sailings look to be a little more richer, is the word. But you pull your boat to the docks, you're able to strap it down to the side, and then as you look past the gates, there are no guards. No guards look out to you. It's just a whole lot of sailing men and women, fully armored and carrying weapons. A couple of Ursus walk by, snow Ursus walk by. They also have weapons. Then you see a a couple Arctic Avies walk by. Except up here, the Arctic Avies in Sleet's Landing, they walk a little differently. They kind of have a penguin walk about them instead of walking like Avon. So they kind of rock to the left and to the right as they make their way around the docks here. Although their fur or feathers is still a snow white with specks. No one pays you much mind. Everyone is busy going about their day. The smell of fish and sweat and ale is strong and just comes off of this trade district here. So, Darkshield Clan, you guys have arrived at Sleet's Landing. What would you like to do?
We have to go to the local tavern. I need to rinse my mouth out
Which one?
of this putrid sea air.
Which one?
I don't know. I've never been here before.
The one with the finest delicacies.
The finest?
I would like some sushi and some red wine.
I mean, they're north here, so you might be able to find them.
I am gonna go actually trade in my Shadow Dragon scale and tooth, see what I can go find here.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
really good.
Mmm.
This would be the trade district to do it right here. So
Yes,
would you guys
sir.
like to try sell his shit and then go to...
I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. I mean,
I kind of want to see what's in here.
mm-hmm.
We do have a lot of money. We can check around.
Okay, Mr. Moneybags, chill out.
I ain't
Is there
got a
at
lot of
least-
money. The Wolfheart Clan's got a lot of money.
Is there at least like a red wine stand
She's
with like red wine?
give her a
samples?
bottle of wine on her way out there so you can sip it and talk about her off-air to everybody.
So when you make your way into this trading district, I'm going to give you guys kind of how this city looks, because you'll be able to see to the north of you is homes. And all of the homes, it's kind of weird, and you can almost get lost because all the homes look almost identical. There is no large stone or wood structures. All the homes are very small. They're more compact. They're built for size. And
It's
you,
like Nordic structures here.
Yeah.
not Victorian.
yeah, so you get the sense that everyone lives within their means. These homes are like one or two large homes. The roofs are pointed for a reason, for the snow weight that'll come here. Everything's made of either wood or stone, or has like brace, not too much, nothing over like 2 floors. A lot of the roofs have skin or fur pulled tight overhead. There's a singular door, but none of the homes or none of the marketplace booths are very big. They're just very compact together. There's no roads. You're just walking through snow, and sometimes you can feel mud or like hardened muck and dirt under you. At other points you can see grass kind of sticking up out of the snow. This is very much a Nordic Skellig Isles in Witcher 3 kind of town.
In other words, badass.
Yeah. And if you ever want to find these handouts, Landscapes, Northlands handouts.
Do
It's
you
a
have
very
any
hard-hit city.
plans, Magnus, of becoming Warlord now?
I imagine since Tasiki, for some reason, needs wine sudden, imagine we go to the Great Hall. That's where all the important people are. And then I guess just hear what's going on. And then we'll decide from there. It's not like as simple as, hey, I'm Warlord.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
Also, is anybody going to use these? And I'm going to pull out the Boots of Elvenkind.
Just the
Because we
sneaky
could-
ones.
Yeah, we can sell them if we don't.
I think we could sell them.
I'm definitely not going to use them.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I already have like the cloak that gives me advantage on all dexterity checks. So.
I feel like there'd be a lot of mercenaries here that would gladly take them off your hands.
Alright.
So you guys are going to walk into the Ivory and Bone Trade District and try to sell some wares or buy something?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just
Mhm.
follow them around. I have the interest in buying.
So the 6 of you start to walk into this. It's not a very open area, so you guys have to walk side by side or single file as you walk past other people that are full parkas and armor. And there's no rhyme or reason to what stall sells what, so you kind of walk around aimlessly, just kind of looking for anything. As you guys are walking, there's a large barrel next to this woman who's sitting down. And as you guys get close, she lifts up the barrel. Dip a cup in for some ale. Then she closes it. Dip a cup in for some ale. She closes it again.
Okay.
2 copper, dip your cup in.
I don't have a cup.
She closes it.
That'll do. I don't have a fucking cup. Is there a cup around? Can I grab a cup?
Do I need to say you a cup? 10 gold.
Sheesh.
I fucking don't even hesitate. I give it to her, and then I dip the cup really into the.
It comes out a watery brownish color.
Ew.
As she turns around, Magnus has a cup in his hand. He goes,
Piss water.
I had 2. I was gonna give you 1.
It's too late.
Never mind. It's
I already
mine.
dipped it.
Yep, you already spent 10 gold on the
I didn't
cup.
take the time, swish it around, and really look at it. I just kind of like put it in my mouth, and I was just swishing around.
It's
Try to get
literally sewage.
it here. Well, you know what? We'll see. What is it?
It's Keystone Light.
Half blue ribbon in a barrel.
It's a very watered down ale, but it's alcohol.
Oh, that's my kind of beer. What are you talking about? Light.
It's a natty light.
Do you have any lime to go with this? I'm not.
You're not talking to your mic. Whenever you want to dip your cup, 2 copper.
My light thing. My light beer.
2 copper for a dip. Whenever you want to dip.
I'm gonna look around for somebody to sell, like, give these boots to.
Make a
Oh,
perception
hold on.
check.
I'll also help with a perception check then.
Okay.
Oh, you already got a good one. Ooh, I did better.
25 or 19. Oh yeah. So you see they look like abandoned adventurers. 2 Caelians. One has a long sword across his back, heavy furs. Another Caelian is walking with a stick, and he's using the stick to walk. And on the top of the stick you can see a small flare of light every time he lands. And they're like, as they're walking, you hear him say, "We need to buy healing potions before we set out. I don't want to go into the dungeon without healing potions." And you're like, those guys are adventurers. I bet they would buy this. So you approach them.
Would I know how much the boots cost?
So the boots are uncommon. So you could get, depending on how well you barter, 400 to 800 gold.
Okay.
I'd probably be following Avon, but I'm going to give him advantage on all charisma saving throws with enhanced ability.
Okay.
800 gold.
So the it looks to be like a barbarian and a wizard, and they're walking and talking about healing potions, and you tap them on the shoulder. They turn around. Do you know where the healing potions are?
No, but would you be interested in any boots that can give you, make you better at sneaking?
What do you think? I mean, we are going down underground. We're going close to the Trollkin. Maybe we should take something. What's your price?
We got this from a pretty big, mean guy. So 700.
700. Make persuasion.
At advantage.
That pretty big mean guy. That's the selling point.
My roll's taking a bit because of the snow.
Got you a little lagged, huh?
hmm
Damn.
But it's so cool, I don't take it off.
It does look good.
700 if you give us a little information about Trollkin and how we can fight them.
Would I know any information about Trollkin?
700
Would I be able to help with that?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to help. You could also make a history or intelligence check because you did meet some Trollkin. You met some Trollkin about a year ago now.
Oh wow.
You remember that Trollkin can regenerate health unless they take fire damage.
Always attack with fire, or else they'll heal back up.
The wizard looks over towards the barbarian you're talking to and he strokes his beard. I've read this before. This Avi's, even though he's far from home, knows what he says. Pay him. He reaches into his bag and he pulls out 700 gold. He takes the boots. So boots of Elvenkind are gone. For 700 gold. Alright. I'm gonna reload my roll 20 while we keep doing this. They give you a nod and they start to walk away. Now we just need to find the healing potions.
I think the snow broke.
Is it broke yours?
Like
Mine's still going.
nothing's loading up for me. And the snow's
Okay, I'll take it down when I get back in.
Too.
maybe it's our internet. Because it was working fine and now it's not.
Hopefully not. That would suck.
Yeah, it's like, 'cause mine seems fine.
Yeah.
Mine seems fine too.
Like my character sheet won't load or anything.
Oh well, yeah. That took, for some reason it took me a bit to load mine, and then like I clicked on an image and it didn't load at all, so I had to refresh. Roll 20's being weird.
I've refreshed times.
A blank Spectrum.
That works.
It's always Spectrum's fault.
That's cool.
It's
I get
always the internet,
My
yep.
snow is good, or my snow is going smooth again.
it's going good. I'm coming back in. See you guys. Whenever the music kicks on, you know I'm back in. So you guys, you sell the boots of Elvenkind. Around you, more people are just walking around.
What was this elixir of health? Maybe before they go, we might be able to sell this too. If we wanted to. Elixir of health.
Wizard, are you trying to sell your dragon skills?
Yep. All I'm trying to do is sell the dragon scale and dragon tooth. And you guys never see me take the heart, so I'm gonna keep that in the inventory. Smile.
Eat it, pussy.
No, it's not for me.
Bedtime snack.
It's not for me.
It's gonna be when you're almost dead. He's just gonna shove it in your mouth.
So yeah, I'm just gonna try to find some people to barter with. It's what they got. I got some stuff they've never seen before, and they'll never ever see again.
Sure. So you see Guy. A little ways
Hello, my
past
friend.
where you were gone. He's a Hanoi. He has a black mustache, black beard. The beard goes down to a single braid all the way down. He wears a very large hat made of furs, fox furs, and then he has a fur cloak over his shoulders. He has in front of him, and what's tipped you off about this guy, this Hanoi man, is he's surrounded by weird types of claws, stingers, wings, and all kinds of like strange knickknacks.
Hello, my friend. You look like you are a man of the world. I have some things here that I don't think you've ever seen before. Are you interested?
Hello, please, what do you have?
My friend, see, I have these dragon scales, but see, they're no ordinary dragon scales. These came from magic. And I'll pull out the dragon scale, black dragon scales, and show this guy.
He picks them up.
Look how awesome and rare these things are. You'll never see them again.
Are you looking to sell or trade?
Well, my friend, what do you have here to offer me for something of this rarity?
If you are selling dragon scale, that means you do not want dragon scale. Do you want... What do I have? And he starts to look around. Do you want reagents for spells? Do you want something that you can turn into a weapon or armor? Do you want magic?
Never really thought about what I would like. You know... I'm not even sure what I would want. I mean, maybe a ring of spell storing. Do you have something along them lines?
Okay. Let me see here. Well, it's a rare item. Roll a D100. I turn it down a little bit.
Appreciate.
Double see it.
It's 66. I apologize, my friend. I do not have a ring of spell storing, but would you be interested in some pixie wings?
What, pray tell, are pixie wing? Would I have any idea? Have I ever heard of those things?
He holds up this jar, and there's these two little wings that are floating around, and it's like a gold jar. Well, just something interesting.
Ah,
I also have Wolfheart claws, and he holds up these two very large claws as big as your head. They look like lobster pincers.
looks like something I could eat later. I'm not interested in food. Them wings, I don't know. It seems like a sham. I don't know. Looks like I might be able to hold on to these dragon scales for somewhere else. Maybe somebody else has some better stuff. I thought you were a man of the world over here, but I mean, you have some nice stuff.
Would you like
It's not
this? He reaches back. He pulls out a narwhal tusk. It's like the tusk of a narwhal.
Yeah, I see your people go out there and slaughter those narwhals. And what do you use these for? Pray tell. I'm afraid to even ask because I already know the actual answer.
Any man.
Deleting.
Yeah.
I was deleting a bot message. We don't do bots around here.
No sense.
One of those, hey, you want to buy followers? Nope.
But I know I glanced over. I just seen it for a second. I just
Sprink. We use them, we grind them for materials. We craft them into swords. We brew them in potions.
Is Magnus around me at all? Is he still does he see me trying to barter with this guy?
I figured we all walk around together.
All right, well, I'm gonna look back at Magnus and be like, would this be sanitary, or even should I even attempt to take this thing? I really don't have any use for it. I mean,
It sounds to me like you don't know what you for it, so you should probably just...
Yeah, sir. I don't think you have what I'm looking for. Maybe if I'll come back later.
That is no problem. I apologize. I would like to do business in the future, if so. Whatever needs to be done.
Yes, sir.
I'll pull the archway coin. You can use this to enchant an item to do spell storing.
Need that shit then, do I? By ring, and that was just on a whim too, just asking to see if you had it, because I really don't really know what I'm looking for.
Yep.
at all. I've got some cool shit already. Trying to think of something that you guys might need, but
A couple
I mean,
more.
is there
Go ahead, sorry.
is there anything that you guys do need?
Just looking around.
Yeah, top of my head, there's nothing.
I know.
More money.
You could always have those scales, or bring those scales to a blacksmith to make you better armor.
Or you
True.
your boomstick. Some shadow magic.
Well, the only way I could upgrade my boomstick is if I could get that frickin' fire golem thing. The fire giants. We gotta help them out. Feel so bad. Bad. But no, I think Rizzo's good. He's done looking around here. Yeah, we'll hold on to that scale and the toots.
Put your stuff back in your bag, and you guys start to walk past the snow. And then you hear, and you hear this loud mammoth horn go off behind you. And you can see a couple of mammoths walking up towards the gates above you, to the north. It's like a train of mammoths. Riders on top, packs on the sides. They look like they're coming back, or some type of merchant traders. They're making their way towards the city. Still a ways away, but
That's what we need. We need some fucking trout.
We need mammoths.
So I was saying, so
We
you're
have a
saying
skycast.
Not here. This
Nah.
doesn't help us now.
I feel like we could get something that's quicker. Therefore, we're carrying multiple things.
Would that be okay? Because I heard harsh. And
You're cutting out.
you're cutting out a lot.
do they even
Think-
have horses here? Because it sounds like it's a harsh region.
There's horses.
It's gonna get eaten by the wildlife.
Everything's larger up here.
where are we in Texas?
Yes.
It's down there. Well, if we're done trading, I think we should head to the Great Hall.
I'm ready.
Lead the way, my friend. As we're walking, I'm just gonna keep my eye out for little thieveries and as we're walking, I'm just gonna keep people gawking at us just to see if they're looking at Magnus and as we're walking, I'm just gonna keep people gawking at us just to see if they're looking at Magnus.
Oop. Make perception. Trying to figure out why I'm dropping frames like crazy too. I think yeah, that's going bad.
Is it raining down by you guys?
Yeah, it's storming pretty bad. So
That's
with
probably what it
the
is right there.
yeah, with the 12, I'm gonna do this because I want to unlock something.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you'll see.
Uh-oh.
What?
We're like really close to unlocking our another emote slot,
Oh, that-
so I want it. So I'm gonna get some subs.
Doing D&D stuff.
I was like unlocking, huh?
Yeah, there's different layers of subs when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
With the 12 though, you look around, most of the people are kind of content about their business, just kind of going about what they normally do. No one really pays him too much of a mind, but then again, he's not wearing anything that would overly like stand out.
Maybe we'll hear some stories when we go. See if
Oh my god, look at all those
spread
tears.
this far north.
Bam. If I run for a sec. Yeah, I give Twerking for the Lord one.
I was about to say the same thing. Twerking for the
I'm going
Lord.
twerking for the
you got
Lord.
yours. All right.
So Hero Pizzaio PR Jr. Wachudi Jamarzan APO Profano Havoc P Fred Twerking for the Lord D&D player 888 Scared Money Won't Make Money Jade and Sugar Fingers. Cool. Now we have our third emote slot. We get that Rusco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted it. So as you guys make your way, you're gonna go straight towards the Great Hall.
Yeah.
Chibink. Going towards the Great Hall, you walk through the whale hunter docks. You see large whales being hung up and being cut. You can hear the boiling and popping of large pots as they're boiling the blubber.
Blubber nuggets.
Blubber. And as you guys make your way through the burrows in the hall, a token for the Lord popped up and blocked my thing.
Took it for the Lord.
Token for the Lord. You see the Sleet's Landing, the Hall of the Stormclaw, which is the Great Hall, and it's a large Nordic feasting hall. And Magnus, who knows about this, it would be inside. There's long tables in the center. There's a little upright seat, and it's where the most respectable people that come to this town, the inn they stay at, where they feast, where they drink, where they whore, where they gamble. Anyone would be in this large hall. So you guys are making your way through the town. The Stormlord's hall is above you, as this is mainly an Udgir town because it's Oakhammer. A couple people kind of glance as you get a little closer this time, as you get closer to the Stormclaw's hall. There's large gateways that lead upwards. The snow is slowly falling down, so each step as you step up, you hear the crunches under your footfalls as you make your way up the steps. There's no guard presence. It's just two very large wooden double doors in front of you. You going inside?
Yep.
So pushing open the Hall of the Stormlord, as you step inside, there's two long 60-foot wooden tables, one on the left and one on the right. In the back, there are three people sitting at another table that is sitting up a little bit higher. Torches are in the rafters to the sides. When you open the door, you can hear the loud laughing and drinking, and there's women and men rushing around in scantily covered clothes. A large fire pit rests in the middle, and you can see these large, they look like mammoth thighs are roasting across this open spigot. It's open fire. And when you push your way in, no one really pays you much mind. They just keep continuing laughing. There's a couple of people sitting at each table, and at the head, you see three figures. I'm gonna pop up their looks to you guys. Northlands. So the first is a woman with red hair, and she wears a hat adorned with a skull of what looks to be a stag. Antlers reach out to the sides. She carries a staff. She gives off the appearance of some type of shamanistic Caelian. She's covered in furs, and she sits on the left of the table. And as she's sitting there, her eyes dart to the open door, and she looks at the six of you, kind of sizes you up really quick, and then she turns back to the table and continues to chat, taking long drinks from her goblet. She does so. Sitting in the middle is another Caelian. He also wears a stag helmet. He's in very well-made leather armors, adorned with different types of skulls and trinkets and furs. On his belt, Magnus, you recognize the Oakhammer symbol right away. The same tree that extends upwards. And he has this huge mug, and he holds it with his left hand. He's laughing, but as he pulls back, you can see that two of his fingers are missing, so he only has 3 fingers. And he takes a big swig of his tankard as he does so. Next to them is something you haven't seen before. It looks to be an elf of some kind. And you've seen, moon elves, as you've been around them before, but this time, this elf's skin is paler. It's almost purple. And instead of having pointed ears upwards. These ears kind of fold over, almost like donkey ears, and they kind of fold down. He's wearing white furs. He holds a very well-made and interesting two-handed mace at his side, and he seems much more reserved. And he's chatting to the Caelian Barbarian in the middle. But as he does so, his eyes also dart towards the door as you guys walk in. Then it kind of goes back to the conversation. You assume he's an elf, but you haven't seen any elves that have that sort of ear structure. It's a little different, and his skin is almost like a purple instead of a bluish hue to it. And his eyes are almost pure white. The three of them sit at the front of this inn, or this hall, this great hall, chatting. The one in the middle giving loud, boisterous laughs, bellows. The other ones around the tables, as you kind of get a better feel for it, you can see some of the ones that are sitting on the right side also are, if this guy's an elf, the same type of elf. Purple skin, strangely folded ears on the sides. The other ones look to be barbarians. There are a couple Ursus that sit down at the table. There's an orc, and there's a couple Avis that are also sitting there. And the six of you come in, you close the door behind you. There are large barrels full of ale open on all sides, and you see people just walk up, take their cups and dip it in and chug. They walk up to the front, they cut off some of this mammoth and they just bite off of it. They're feasting and partying.
So looking at the atmosphere of the room, particularly kind of focusing on the snow elf, is there anybody that's like poking fun at him, or is everybody's pretty relaxed and accepting of each other's presence?
Everyone seems really relaxed, just having a good time. You can hear the bellows coming from the guy in the middle. He's talking about some sort of polar bear that he slain recently off the coastline. You hear him say something, yeah, it seems that more and more of these polar bears are making their ways towards the coast. Easy pickings. Well, the meat doesn't taste as good.
Well, if you want your ale, this is the best place for it.
Siki was excited. Now she's a little intimidated by the crowd here.
Magnus just walks through, goes up to the mammoth carcass, and starts cutting off it.
Very at home.
Yep.
Tasiki will follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly.
Fire.
And we'll go for the ale.
Okay.
I'd just
Never
be
seen
trying
such
to
a
find.
alien in a condensed area.
I'd probably just be trying to find an somewhat open seating area away from the other horde of Caelian.
Okay.
What follows Rubesh in that?
To get away from most of them, you guys had to sit kind of towards the end of the table, kind of close to the doors you came through. But it's possible.
And the snow AVs, are they the same like size as Avon?
Yeah.
Are they a bit okay?
Yep. They're the same size. Their fur is all white with brown and black specks, but they're 4 foot tall. They still have that weird penguinish waddle when they walk to get ale from the barrels. When Avon's dipping his cup in, Avies gets up from the table and it gives you just like a nod, like yeah, and then he.
Wait, so when Avon's walking, does he have like the head bob that birds do?
Yes.
No.
Too refined for that.
I'm a noble.
Walk with your arm out front, like you're holding the kid.
What I know of Winchester Cabrilla and Eight Fingers.
No, it's been a long
Okay.
time since they came in.
Okay.
But she is a very striking woman. It's almost like she's not like gorgeous, but she's beautiful by Caelian standards. And by that I mean she has many scars which dictate your worth as a Caelian. The more scars you have, which don't detract from your appearance, the more, I guess, more attractive mate you are as a barbarian. And he's a fat barbarian that's just chuckling and laughing and having a good time. You do pick up similar mannerisms in Olaf's speak as Adis's speak. Adis Rootwalker from before.
Yeah. I wonder if that's his brother. Or how they were.
As I'm walking around, do I hear any speak of warlords? Perception?
Yep.
Nope.
Casually drinking. The orc, he is he wears mammoth furs, only mammoth furs. He has a mammoth tusk going through his nose, but it's like much smaller, filed down a bit, so it kind of resembles that. And he has his hair tied up into a bun in the top. And he has a large great axe on his back. And he says, Goldrin Fire Eyes is concerned of the Ice Troll King. Do you think Olaf will great hunt the Ice Troll King? Or do you think he is a coward and not fit to be a warlord? And he looks over to one of the snow elves, and the elf kind of shrugs. That does not concern us. I don't think anyone is fit to be a warlord. They should just let those do what they wish to do and leave everyone in peace. And then the orc kind of laughs. Strength rules strength. Just because you are small and I am large, if we have warlord, you will also fall under heel. And then the snow elf just takes a drink from his ale, and he gets up and he goes over to the barrel and fills it up. Kind of stands off by himself a bit. He looks a little detracted from the conversation, but it's not noticeable unless you really look for it.
And sitting up, you said that the tables were all kind of around these two big spitfires that are cooking this thing. Are like all the tables and seats facing inward, or are they just, you know, like a normal Viking seating? So everybody's like sitting next to each other.
Yeah, everyone's
all the way around.
Yeah, you're forced to sit like
There's
community
no place to
tables.
sit across, like in the same table. So you just have to find like an open seat on the outer edge of it.
Yeah.
Sit down and kind of place yourself.
It's all like Viking community table seating.
I'll sit down by the group.
You sit down next to Zervesh and Ryzen, kind of towards the end of the table.
I'll stand at the end. You know, if you don't drink and eat, then you're not getting like the full experience, right?
I'm drinking.
Hey, Vaughn, you're always drinking.
That's true.
True.
Put a big piece of meat in my mouth. Start chewing.
I think I'd have to work up an appetite before,
Stiky's
or
gonna
try and
kind
warm up before I can work up an appetite.
Stiky's gonna listen around for any kind of interesting stories about anything.
Sure.
Maybe more about the Ice King in particular.
Make a perception.
I'm probably good at listening in on a lot of stuff that I shouldn't be, so I'd probably be doing the same.
Okay.
Perception.
Or investigation, whatever you want. Whatever.
Ooh, I think
24 is
it's a
pretty
little
good.
Been doing this.
As you guys, so you guys are basically, you're just sitting around trying to listen for like rumors and stuff about the towns before you
Mhm.
spread out a bit.
Would I know what? So there has to be a warlord before Ragnar, right?
Mhm.
Would I know about the history of that, and then how Ragnar came to be?
Make a history check. With a 21, you would know that Adis Rootwalker was the warlord before Ragnar. And even though Ragnar became Warlord, Adis had such reverence for Ragnar and his feats that he did to become Warlord that he happily followed him. Even though it led to both of their deaths on the war fields. As you guys kind of sit around and you're listening, you're trying to pick up. You hear some stuff coming from a couple of the Caelians that are talking. There's 2 Caelians that are talking. They have shaved heads, except for a small mohawk strip along the top, and both of them have this. They're the only 2 that have this, but they look to be brothers, maybe twins. They have auburn beards that stretch down almost to their stomach. I heard Halvrik is dead, and the burning tree wish to come. Are they going to retake Jamborg and Scavius? Because nothing has went west of the old Wolfheim town since the demise of the clan. I heard the place is haunted, cursed. The burning tree have brought it upon themselves for the way they acted. And the other one looks over the twin, the brother. I wouldn't dare go past. The snow elves are insane just to live that close to the hinterlands. No one wants to live over there. It's just death, destruction. I even heard that the frost giants are making a claim to the hinterlands now that no one wishes to go there. No one cares to push them back, so they're entrenching themselves. Brother speaks. Don't look for me to go back. I'm not leaving the walls, not till the winter winds die. But the winter winds haven't died for years now. And I'll wait until the gods choose to make the winds die. Are you a pussy? No. Are you? No. Are you? What? And you see a fist fly. And then in the middle of this tavern, the 2 brothers start to punch each other in the face. Everyone's sitting there. A couple of people at the table just pick up their drinks and spin and look away. And no one really gives them much mind as they fight in the center there for a bit. But then one accidentally bumps the mammoth leg, and then you see the barbarian sitting at the center of the table. Hurry! Don't touch my feast! And they both sit up quickly and they stop. No, sorry, Olaf. I do not mean any harm. And they both go and they sit down. And they drink kind of sheepishly by themselves in the corner. Once Olaf screamed at him.
So, or if I was the only one that heard it, I would probably tell that to those.
Did he cut off for anybody else?
Yeah,
I didn't hear the last part.
Probably.
but I think I know what he meant.
Just saying what I heard to you guys.
Gotcha.
As you like lean over and telling them, you get this, because you're so perceptive, you can see that all the snow elves are in conversation, but you can tell that they're watching you. Now, it might not be because they don't trust you or because they're just very perceptive people, but you can tell that anytime you guys move or speak to each other, that the gaze of a snow elf kind of just falls on you and then looks away.
I'd also say, all the snow elves are watching.
But don't do anything wrong.
I know. I just figured that's something we should all.
We could totally start a rumor right now.
You want to start rumor? What kind of rumor?
They were talking about the hinterlands being taken over by frost giants. Nobody dares to go over there. And since we don't have like a succeeding warlord at this time, we don't know who all is going to try to take that title. And we all rightfully know who it should be, of course.
The
It's weird we haven't heard anything about Wolveg. Maybe we say that Wolveg is gonna free the hinterlands from the takeover of these beasts and save the north and become
Maybe.
the warlord.
that may be something for us. The hinterlands is where I'm from.
So we'll have to do that eventually. Okay.
Well, nobody lives there now because I was the last of my people. I imagine no one's been there since.
Isn't that odd though? The barbarian, like your people, wouldn't they just? Someone would go there and take it over.
It's a harsh place to live.
Haunted too.
Further away. My lands were haunted. They're saying the burning tree is haunted now because of the black magic he was using.
Do we know where that magic came from? Like any trace of it or what it was?
Magic from the hinterlands?
Or just what
Burning tree.
the burning tree guy was using when we...
You have
It
one
was-
of his spell books.
It was some sort of like necromantic energy, but you remember when you're on the boat, he said something about blood magic too.
Alright. So wait, be another fucking Ma zone.
No, I wouldn't do that twice.
I say tonight, we drink. Have fun.
And then we're
Zervesh, I know that's hard.
business.
Magnus, I think you need to state your business here. Make sure everybody knows why we're here.
As you,
I will do it for you.
Oh
Before you do that, if you're fine with it, Magnus, I'm going to go listen to some of the more boastful ones and see if any new enemies have popped up. Or
I mean, sure, but like I said, I feel like you should have a drink.
I didn't get an answer from
I
Dr.
tried ale.
Sasiki has had a few drinks. She's gonna stand up in her chair, though she's not very tall anyway.
make a con,
Just quickly,
Same height as the other Caelian people that are now sitting in their chairs.
make a con
I'm
save.
going to quickly get up and walk away and go for the...
It's already happening.
You going for the what? What are you going for, Zeresh?
I'm just gonna go pick some meat up and try and look for some people that are overly boastful about things they've slain in the...
Okay. You're
While looking embarrassed that Siki is about to get up.
Zeke, you're still feeling okay enough.
She holds up her mug and she's like, "To the Wolfheart Clan, who has returned to their home, and to take what is there." And then she like downs it.
Olaf looks over at you.
Just to state a message. I mean, she's
And
kind
she
of
says
out
to
of it, but-
take what is his.
She does it straight in front of everybody.
The three,
And then she sits back down and she just looks at everybody and kind of sees it. So
the three that are sitting at the front of the table kind of all turn and look at you. The Wind Sister, Olaf, and the Snow Elf, and they kind of look. And then Olaf's eyes scan over the room and he sees Magnus. He stands with his mug. Dip your ales in your barrels to the Wolfheart Clan for returning. He takes a big swig and everyone goes, ha ha! And they'll take a drink. And then no one cares.
Yeah.
see, now they know.
They just sit back down and keep talking.
You
Fair
just
warning.
gave them a reason to drink.
Yeah.
They'll take any reason to drink.
Any reason.
Not anyone from this room or
Siki still feels very proud of herself.
Magnus takes off his cloak for the first time,
Mm.
and he takes off his bracers and all of his armor to show scars. And he has scars lined down his fucking arm.
What's that from?
Are you doing self-mutilation? Oh, so sad.
This is from Wars. This is the... I told you, I'm having fun tonight.
The Snow Elves look at you. And you see the Wind Sister look at you. Suspiciously.
So are we comparing
He's like,
scars?
"It's
I've got a few scars, and you want me to take my shit off too?
Good. It makes you more attractive to the females here.
All right. That armor comes off.
Siki looks over the elves because she notices them staring at Magnus. You don't have to just look. If you want to ask your king a question, go ahead and do it. And then she takes another swig of
You said this to the snow elves? You said that to the snow elves at the tables?
Mm-hmm. She looks at him and she says that, and then she like drinks, puts it down, and then she looks forward again. Feeling good.
I understand. This is a snow elf turns to you. I understand that you come from a clan that has not been around for some time, and that you might not drink ale such as this, so it may affect you a little differently, but do not hesitate to know that my king is Eobar the Ancient, and he will always be. And he turns away from you.
We will see of that. Change is always inevitable. By the way, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, her Alfred?
That's what I was waiting for.
He looks over his shoulder at you. Ugh. And he turns away.
You didn't hand him your pamphlet.
Don't got that ready yet.
It's not written out, huh?
Nope. Instead, I'll carve a symbol to the table. And do little hearts around it.
Olaf stands up from the front, and he motions towards the Wind Sister. Up, up. And she looks at him. She stands up. The great Olaf, 8-fingered Rootwalker, is going to begin his great hunt as soon as he decides which hunt he will depart on. And after he has accomplished his task, he will throw himself into the ring to be known as the Warlord of the Alliance. May the 7 remaining Warlord Alliance tribes raise their glasses for our great Olaf Rootwalker. The Snow Elves raise. The Orc raises. The Avis raise.
Fuck that. That says Tasiki under breath.
Another...
I don't have it.
So you guys ready? I guess we're going on a hunt, aren't we?
Another Caelian Barbarian raises his. And you notice he has the marking of the Brook Shadow Clan. He raises his mug towards Olaf. And they're waiting to see if any Darkshields raise their mugs.
I'm looking at Magnus.
Yeah.
Magnus doesn't race.
I don't race them.
Nope.
I know you are new here, but you must fall in line, Wolfheart. When someone partakes in the Great Hunt, you give respect. All the other clans drink their ale. I leave this week. I will make my way for the Great Hunt as soon as I decide which. Any other warlord is welcome to do the same if they declare themselves now to do so. He looks around.
Yeah? Us?
Yep, us.
You stand up?
Yep, Maddie stands up.
Tasiki mute doesn't hurry up.
Are you choosing the easiest one?
I have not decided.
So you're hoping the other ones pick the hard ones, right?
Wind Sister, will you please give off? Tell the Great Hunt. Tell it what it is. She steps forward and she steps in front of Olaf, puts her hand on his shoulder. There are always opportunities for a Jarl to ascend to Warlord of the Northern Clans. Whether the Jarl claims a region, currently without a Jarl, takes over an existing clan or carves out a new clan within another's borders. There's always been fewer or greater clans than the current clans, and I suspect it will always be changing. One cannot simply become warlord by having an army or a strong will. No. One must prove themselves by partaking in the great hunt. The proud Caelian and Jarls will never revere a warlord, no matter how powerful or charismatic, unless that warlord returns with proof of his deeds. Of course, when a great hunt is announced, the people, all the people, in Sleet's Landing will take great interest. For even a Jarl who would try and fail at a great hunt, would still make a great story around the fire. Great hunts do not dwell in easy-to-reach places, mind you, and they are not always known to be found. I know but of 3 that I will give now, and let you all choose which you wish. You can choose the same if you wish. But know that the great hunts are great for a reason and demand your respect and your attention. Great hunt number 1! As she does this, everyone around the tables, they like beat the drums. Fanhire, the great serpent in the Grandwood. Slay the colossal serpent and bring back his head to be mounted on a pike outside of Sleet's Landing. You see Olaf stop. The great colossal serpent that swallows ships and frost giants with one gulp. An easy task for the Rootwalker clan. What say you, small Wolfheart?
Well, let's hear about the other 3.
The Wind Sister talks again. Number 2. One of the Winter Witch's followers of the Ice Troll King has made an ice spire into the frozen mire. Kill the Winter Witch and bring back her single eye to be displayed in the great halls of Udgir. You hear the orc go,
Sounds like a cold bitch.
Was it just him that did that?
yeah, just the orc. Olaf looks at the orc. Would one want to kill a Winter Witch? Get her hag blood on my tunic? I think not. He looks over at the Wolfheart Clan again. Are you chasing tail? And the last. When Sister talks again, and then there's another. In the Isle of the Putrid Fog, to the west, the warlock cannibal Mavaki leads the fallen Caelian who have turned against their weird. The cannibals eat the flesh of other Caelian. Come back with the cannibal's head and put it on a pike across Sleet's Landing. Olaf looks over at the snow elves. Cannibals at your border. Is that why you're here, Jokanth? Jokanth leans back a little bit in his chair. And he says, so which hunt will you take, Olaf? Olaf's eyes flash to Magnus. You see the same flare that was as in his father Edis's eyes. I am the mighty Olaf, the 8-fingered Rootwalker, the one who cut his own fingers to resemble the great Udgir Stormclaw. I am a Stormclaw now. I will take Ragnar's place. But I am a betting man, and I am an honorable man. My weird is great. My ancestry unmatched. Pick, little Wolfheart, and even have a day's advance. It means nothing, and will just further my name when I win this great hunt.
I laughed
Weird,
this guy.
because I had the same exact idea.
Say further years. You cut your own fingers off. That's not a war wound. That's self-inflicted.
I look at the snow elves. So the cannibals are on your border. Is that true?
Yes, this is true. We are the farthest western clan, currently, unless you reclaim what was lost to you.
We're going after the cannibal.
Olaf turns to the Wind Sister. I think I wish to go after the cannibals as well. The Wind Sister puts her staff against his shoulder. Perhaps someone as mighty as you would rather go against Fenrir the Great Serpent. It'll be a much greater story than going to fight some cannibals. He looks around. Yes, this is true, for Fenrir is the biggest, and thus the most difficult. I will gladly kill the Great Serpent in the Grand Woods. I hope the cannibal leader doesn't bite off your finger, Magnus. He raises his mug.
I'll have one more than you.
At least it'd be a war wound and not self-inflict.
But hopefully your name won't be Olaf No Finger by the time you return.
One of the AVs stands up, and the AVs gets up on the table, so she's almost 8 feet now. She gets up on the table a little bit. I speak for the Blood Eagles clan. The Emerald Wing will go after the Winter Witch of Icespire for the Great Hunt. And she raises a mug.
Oh, they're so cute.
So they're looking at you now, for all of you to raise your mugs too. And then you all, as you all drink your glasses, each choosing which of the great hunts you want to go after. Take a break.
Yeah.
Quick question. What was their name?
Sorry, go ahead.
What was the AV's thing?
So the AVs are the Blood Eagle's nest. And she said that the Emerald Wing was going to go after the Great Hunt.
If you know what a bloody eagle is, it's very fucking scary.
So we'll be right back. So just refresh some drinks. 2 minutes. See you soon.
Whenever you say Hag, I just can't stop thinking of Witch Bit.
I am fully back.
Yo.
Oh boy.
Gotta finish my gallon of water. Fuck.
What?
All right, so those coins that we have, before we get back into this game real quick. How many, well, say you have one item, how many coins can you use on that item, like to do different things? Like say I have my shield, it's floating around me with one coin. Can I have another coin do something else to my shield?
Go to campaign rules. Archway coins.
Okay, perfect.
The biggest thing is you can't exceed a total modifier of +5.
Okay.
Echoing's still a thing. Is it when I talk and then she talks, or is it when she talks and like?
What?
Well, you're muted right now, so she probably can't hear you.
I'm just saying that when I talk really loud, it goes into his.
So you gotta put it right up in your face like a robot dick.
Yep.
That does work.
That's why you have the nice arm there. You just put it right up in your face like.
No, I'm just saying when I talk loud, when I'm saying something and it gets loud, it's gonna pick up in your mic regardless.
When she gets loud, or when I get loud? When she gets loud?
When I get loud.
She's on push to talk, isn't she?
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
No, 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 no.
That does not work with me.
She forgets.
My mic doesn't even pick me up all.
Oh yeah, when I get loud, I'm sure I echo in hers for sure.
Yeah, because I might do that spell storing on my shield and do a ya yeet with my lightning bolt in it. That way I have 2 lightning bolts.
Fireball.
And fireball. I was actually thinking fireball, but my ya yeet I think would be better. I don't know.
Here's Spear a magical spell effect, or is it a weapon effect? The spell storing would only do levels of spells, I thought.
Oh yes.
Goes up to 3.
Level 3.
So I would have to put like fireball into it if you wanted it.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be fine too.
I think. Actually, let me check.
But then, would my
What's gonna get you is to use spell story. You have to be able to cast spells.
that's what I was going to say. How would I be able to cast
Yeah,
that?
to
That's
get
the
a-
actual question.
When you guys are close to your next level, you have to take a level in something that casts spells.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing that. We already know what I'm taking, so
Yeah.
that ain't happening. So okay. That was just something. Just throwing it out there. I was thinking about doing. But okay, cool.
So we pick up right after everyone has raised their mugs, and everyone has sort of talked about which great hunt they wish to do. Now, because you're Caelian Magnus, you would know a couple things about this great hunt. Number one is, just because you finish a great hunt does not mean you'll become Warlord. It just means that everyone is very open to you being Warlord, and it furthers it greatly. Would you know why Ragnar became Warlord? Make a history check. A1 too, because you're advanced.
For Magnus? Question mark.
10 or 11? 14? As you guys kind of talk about great hunts kind of now as a group collectively. As now, since the great hunt has been announced, everyone is pounding beers. The doors have been flung open. Women and men have rushed into the rooms. Some of the Caelian have men on them, some have women on them. The Snow Elves have men and women on them. It's just like a big Viking, crazy sex orgy fest going on right now, and everyone's drinking and partying as they do.
Vikings are the coolest.
There's beer being drank. There is feasting going on. There is fights occasionally break out because someone pulled his hair too hard or punched a mouth. whatnot. But as you guys kind of go into your corner to talk about what is happening around you, you remember that Ragnar killed some sort of very impressively large beast, but you can't remember what it was. But you know he killed something, and he drug it into town by himself because the Stormbearer name was nothing until he stepped up. It's always been Roothammer or Rootwalker. It's always been Olaf's clan, and so now that you picked out that is the son of the Rootwalker that just recently died by King Dominus, it makes it stand out a little bit more. I'll give you two that the Wind Sisters are just shamans that stretch out across the Northlands. They don't really have a clan. They just kind of follow who they think will be the next warlord. Almost like groupies, just powerful shaman groupies. And you... Go ahead.
You give all the information first, then I'll...
You, from kind of listening in on this hall for some time now, you've picked out that there are currently 7 warlord tribes. Not necessarily all sailing, but there's 7 total. And that there might be 8 if the Burning Tree is able to come back. So you haven't met all 7 or 8 tribes, depending on what the Burning Tree does, but you know that there are that many tribes that whoever becomes warlord will be in charge of guiding. And as you say that, a foot flies into frame and almost hits Magnus in the cheek as one of the women is going crazy on the bar.
Anyways, I'll go to Magnus and say, you might want to possibly play nice with the Emerald Wing that's going to fight the Ice Hag. There may or may not be information about Greg. It's a reach, but it's possible.
Very end for me.
I'm pulling Shawnee shit now. Anyway.
Mid-sentence, Zervesh gets a foot in the mouth.
Damn it.
Well, he said there's an orgy going on around, so it's...
But, I'll say that you may want to get in or go talk to the Emerald Wing and try and get in their good graces and see if they find any information about where Greg Goliath is.
I sent the sending to him and I got no answer.
If he's prisoner, he may be dead by now, or he could be beaten unconscious.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'll just take out my mirror and try and scry.
Scrying on Greg Goliath?
Yep.
Okay. As you pull out your mirror and you start to cast the spell, every snow elf eyes look at you and stare. And as they stare at you, the scrying has no effect.
Fucking dirty elves.
Not because of anything the elves did, but because the target is not able to be picked up.
I'm going to try... There was a frost giant in the room with him before, so I'm going to try...
You're going to do the frost giant that's with Wolvik?
The one that was in the room with Greg Goliath the first time I scratched.
Oh, gotcha. You see... You see the same frost giant sitting back, leaning against it, a block of ice behind him. You can see ice around him, and there's different types of giant-sized furniture around this small room. There's a corridor that goes to the north and a corridor that goes to the south. He sits by himself, a large, you would call it a mace, but it's just a very large trunk of a tree sits at his side that he uses as a mace. He leans back, and as he does, he reaches down and he picks up some sort of meat. It's hard to tell what kind of meat, and he just takes a large bite out of it. He reclines in the chair.
Oh no.
just satisfied with himself. Just.
I'm gonna watch him for the full 10 minutes.
It's not Dr. Greg Elias' leg, is it?
He burps. He reaches down again as he picks up another piece of meat, but it's not Dr. Greg Elias, and you're able to make out it's some sort of
That's not his leg meat.
some sort of chicken leg, but it's very, very large. You speak giant?
I do not, but I'd probably try repeating it to the guys around me.
He looks over and says in giant, Kular, Fontaine Garden, Suktar. Then you hear an echo in the distance. Very soft and giant. But it's hard to make out what it says. And he goes, Bater. And he sits back.
Do we even have anyone in our group that speaks giant, or am I just repeating?
I do.
We
He's
do.
giant.
Alright. So I would have tried my best to repeat what was being said.
The only word I knew is Bater.
Debated.
You got
Exactly.
debated, son.
Translates to idiot.
So Greg may be alive.
He
Were
says,
we able to decipher that?
Yeah.
so you're talking about like mid-scry. You talk about what's happening.
Yeah.
He said in giant, Rizzo, bork, bork, bork.
That's one of my buddies. Yeah, buddy.
Hey, what's up? He says, he said in giant, the hill giants provide much meat and they're easily fooled. Idiots.
Wonder what their allegiance is.
Mm,
There's allegiance between the frost giants and the hill giants for whatever reason.
That's to Ezor.
It's Wolveg with his frost giant using his frost giants to set up an allegiance with the hill giants so the hill giants can keep an eye on Avernus so they can keep an eye on Magnus.
Asking.
Chain of
how it's
deception.
I think you're reaching a little far there, Seeky.
No.
You're sending to Iazor the dragon?
Yep.
Alright, what do you want to say?
He must be purified.
I'm just asking how everything's going.
Quiet. We have had no interactions for some time, but we have stayed out of the woods as you asked. I have made sure that they have not went into the woods by fear.
Okay. So everything's going good at Avernus.
There are so this is like this. So you sent like a second message. So he can respond to you again. He says,
Okay.
they have built a very large church, and are having daily prayers, as was asked by Tasiki.
Yeah. Tell him the Bible is coming on great. I ain't got my special name for it yet.
She's also working on a pamphlet
Is that it?
as a flyer to hand out to everyone.
We may need to venture back into the woods soon, for we will need more supplies
Oh no.
if we are to extend Avernus, our city.
I'll just say be careful and keep watch. We'll be back soon.
Sarge says, greetings.
I ain't never
We're
gonna.
never gonna leave you, buddy.
I miss Sarge.
How's the ship?
It has not flown since
How long have we been going?
you've been gone for a
20
month.
minutes?
I'll say at least a month.
You've been gone for a month now.
Well, it will probably be the new castle there, so we'll see what happens when we get over here and finish business.
Well, I still say we relax a little bit. Avon, come with me.
Okay.
Take Avon over to the snow AV.
Sure. There's three of them. They sit alone from the rest, and they're not rowdy like the rest, so they're just sitting there just drinking. They wear besides their white fur or white feathers and the black spots across them. They have different types of leather armor. They all have short bows on their backs and quivers in the sides. Each of the quivers though has like a special shine about it. Like you can tell these arrows are at least some sort of magic or very well made. And as you approach, they turn a bit, and they see your presence come. They don't acknowledge you, but they just kind of turn and watch you walk up to them.
I stick out my hand, waiting for a shake.
The one that reaches out to do the same has a chipped beak on the top. Her beak looks like it's been hit by something hard, and just the tip of it is a little sanded down like blunt. She reaches out her hand and shakes you. She's a little bit smaller than Avon. She's about 3'6", 3'7".
My name is Magnus, from the Darkshield, or shit, Wolfheart Clan. And my friend here has never seen another AVs, I guess, of your kind. He kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little. Ain't that right, Avon?
Yeah.
It is good to see another Aves, even if he is not Arctic. Avon, you said?
Yep, that's right.
They call me Chipped Beak. It is good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Are you Wolfheart Clan with Darkshield?
I am. And you're part of which clan?
We are the Blood Eagle's Nest. We are to the east at Phlox Hill. Somewhat recent, but we have been making a name for ourselves. The Emerald Wing is very strong, very powerful.
Who's your champion, your warlord?
The Emerald Wing.
That's the name?
Yeah, so we at the Blood Eagle's Nest, we don't have names as Magnus or Avon. We have names based on our appearances. And these names change when a more drastic appearance is befallen us.
Okay.
So I'm guessing yours changed because of your beacon battle?
Yes, a Remoraz erupted from the ground and caught me while we were hunting. Unfortunate, but I survived. And their eggs are very delicious.
Would that be by the what was it called? The hills, the mountain area?
I'll show you guys. I'll bring up a map.
Yeah, let me see. So I can ask a question for Dr. Goliath.
Alright, so you guys heard a couple of things here since you've been here. This will probably be a good way to show it off a bit. First one is Magnus has taken the cannibals at the Isle of the Putrid Fog, which is here. Filled. Frickin'. There you go. Pink.
We're gonna get on a fucking boat again. God damn it.
And you also know that from what they were saying that Magnus is from Wolfheim, which is here. So it's a little bit of a journey. You remember that the Rook Shadows clan is from over here. Phlox Hill is over here. And the orc said he was from Colmec, which is up here.
Where would the serpent be?
Serpent was in the Grand Woods. Up here. And the Frozen Mire is here.
And we thought it was in the Slumbering Peaks, or close by, where Dr. Greg Goliath was taken.
Yep.
And they said that the AVs said where at?
Where are they from? They're from Floxhill over
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Would you guys happen to know anything about the Slumbering Peaks?
There's much to know. If you can give some type of way to narrow it down, I might be able to help some. But the Northlands is very vast and full of many things.
Specifically ice giants?
I've heard that there are giants that have moved in far to the west past Hvalserd and Wolfheim towards the hinterlands. They've taken the old burning tree grounds of Jomsburg and Scavius. The Slumbering Peaks has fallen to the Ice Troll King and his Winter Witches. And unfortunately, Dwezrek, the great city that once was, is now the home of the Ice King, and is to be avoided at all cost.
Okay, so he could be in the hinterlands then.
It's hard to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Will you be traveling along the coast, or are you going to make your way through the Slumbering Peaks and visit Erebor and go to Vartengard?
We haven't spoke about it yet.
What
I
word of
don't know.
advice?
Good.
If you go through Erebor, there are Trollkin that have taken Erebor, but they are not part of the Ice Troll King. They are their own group that have found how to cure themselves from the pains of regeneration. So, but they, even though they are not in service of the Ice Troll King, it is still an uneasy alliance, and you will be searched. And you'll need to be on your best behavior if you go that way through the mountains. They will not be hostile, they will be protective.
It's understandable. We appreciate the information.
If you were part of my tribe, we would call you Firebrow. I can see the singe marks on your eyebrows.
I do a lot of fire spells.
While this is happening, Ryzen, you see this weird silhouette behind these Flockhills Avies, and you can see the silhouette of Natsuko's just form kind of behind him. You can see the tail just kind of swashing behind him. It's almost like an ethereal projection of the deity. It's kind of like looking down and watching these Avies.
That's very interesting. I guess I'll walk over and see what they're talking.
As you walk up, you hear the Avies that's in the front talking with the chip beak call Avon Firebrow.
Get roasted.
Literally. Get roasted.
I roast others. It's alright.
You are friends with Hanoi as well. You are a very diverse group.
Yes, definitely we are.
We have many people. This is Ryzen.
I wave hello.
It is good to meet you.
What would his nickname be? Or her? I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
She looks at you, and you can feel her like it's a deep stare. It's not like just like a little gaze. She stares like deep into you. Broken.
broken.
Oh, that's sad.
Hmm. Might I ask? Are you followers of Natsuko?
Yes. And I assume you are.
Yes. I sense something unusual about this. Or should I say familiar?
Those in our nest have escaped the bondage that had befallen us. And we have since came out of it, established a clan of our own. And now we will take the next step and try to become a warlord.
I suppose we have a good challenge then.
Did you meet your friends here in Sleet's Landing?
No. I met them while in Crow.
Interesting. The reason I ask is because many Hanoi make their way here to escape the Empress and look for a new start. And many turn towards Natsuko to escape the Empress. I assume that you were one of them.
Not necessarily the Empress, but similar, yeah.
Well, everyone has a past. This is a brutal time.
Indeed. It's good to find other followers. They were quite rare in Croft.
Because Krav is full of greed and lust.
Fortunately so.
People come to the Northlands and face the harsh environments to be free of the ease of the Southlands.
I'll return to my tribe one day. My clan, I guess.
You have a clan?
Yes. Somewhat powerful one, but I haven't been there in many years.
Broken. Firebrow.
What
Should-
is Magnus?
She looks at Magnus.
Oh shit.
What would Magnus be? So you have
What
no
up,
armor.
Scary arms?
Yeah, you have no armor on. You're full of scars.
Just call them arms.
Scab.
You can.
What up, scab?
Scab is good.
Stabber.
Scab.
What's up, scab?
The three obbies stand up. She stands up, and then the two behind her stand up in unison. I think it is time for us to take our leave, and if we are to beat the great Magnus Darkshield, and she looks over towards the table, the great Eight Fingers, we must get a good night's sleep. And they start to walk to the sides. And you see them walk to the sides, and this, as they walk, you can see what looks to be rooms that are kind of tucked away, and they slide into one of the rooms, and they close a wooden door.
Avon, you gotta waddle after him?
No.
Yeah.
He's a one-woman man.
It's true.
It's all peanut.
Yep.
Pina colada.
Can't tempt
I do
him.
want to do something though.
Ooh,
I'm
I
gonna
bet
walk
you do.
outside, and then I want a true sight.
True sight here. Nothing really picks up for you. The snow seems to be a little more like vibrant, like forceful. But nothing that would give you much pause.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna walk up to the snow elves.
You got it.
And then I'll go back in.
I'm gonna follow Magnus up there.
You walking to the ones that are sitting at the table, or the one that's sitting next to Olaf?
Now the table.
Okay.
I've just been sitting back watching the entire thing. Still just chilling there.
There's four
I'm
of this, or four
I'm being a pervert sitting there watching everybody.
watching the orgy.
Yep. Hi everybody, just don't mind me in the corner. Hi.
The Snurls also are not partaking in any of this kind of revelry, and they're just sitting there talking amongst themselves, watching. When you approach, they're not looking at you, but you get the sense that they see you coming even before you come. Like they know you're coming, but they don't turn to acknowledge you at all.
Are they all facing like the fire pit? Or are they?
They're
on each
like
side?
there's like one on each side of the table, and there's two, so it's like one, 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 one.
Are they at the end? Or are they middle?
They're in the middle. They're close to the fire pit. They're close to the food. And around
Probably-
them, is, everything's happening around them. And they just like they're like the center of the hurricane almost.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and sit next to him.
You sit next to one, and he kind of turns and looks at you. Hello.
I'm Magnus with the Wolfheart Clan. I had a question about these cannibals that seem to be on your borders.
Sure. You'd be doing
well-
us a favor.
Well, I figured, with the great hunt, killing a big beast is great and all, but maybe helping somebody out might be also great.
I would think Jokanth up there, and he points to the man sitting next to Rootwalker. Even if you do fail and are not first, that we would all greatly appreciate you helping us with this issue. And as a snow elf, even though we do not like these ways and are forced to deal with them, we will always return a favor.
So, when did they appear?
I think Mavkai came about maybe 20 years prior. He first started to preach cannibalism to the Caelians, not only at Sleet's Landing, but across the other Warlords alliances. That's how you spell his name. He has since shrouded himself in the putrid fog. It is like a green mist blankets the island. Nothing goes close. Things that come out are not the same. You would literally be walking into below itself, I would fear. It is right at our borders, for we are from Valsir, and we must keep our borders secure and have archers at the ready at all times. You're more than welcome to come to Valsir and camp there before you enter, if you wish.
How do you guys travel?
Mammoth. And then we take a boat. Once we get to the borders. I think I will want to stop and speak to Wolvik, for I have not seen him for some time.
I just spoke with him not too long ago.
I just realized I typed
see-
with my bruise bot. Whoops.
I didn't even notice that.
Oopsie.
I think Wolvig nowadays is doing better than he ever has.
Why do you say that?
I spoke with him recently. He seemed to be doing very well.
It is strange to hear, being with Ragnar's death and Adis's death.
I'm not sure.
Magnus, even though we are Northland clans, we are not Caelian. I think we see much more than many of your brethren would see.
It's very possible. Are you friends with Wolvig?
No, but he is at our borders, which means that I need to have a relationship.
That's not.
It is a necessary thing that must be done.
I guess I'd say keep your eye on him more than ever then. He's doing well.
Why isn't he trying to be Warlord? He seems to have the most land now compared to Ragnar since his death.
I'm not sure. He all he told me was he wasn't interested.
I see. I will tell Jocanthus once he is done scratching backs.
Zervesh, is there anything you wanted to ask of the snow elf? I didn't catch your name. What's your name?
Kintar. Up there, that is Jocanth. He is the ambassador. We all do our work in honor of King Eobar the Ancient One.
No, you pretty much asked what I was going to ask, so.
Well, I guess there's one more thing. Other than being eaten, is there anything we should worry about while we go after the cannibal?
It is almost as if those that follow Mavkai act in unison with each other, like they are thralls of some sort.
Is interested in that.
Ah.
If it is blood magic, as many of us think, he's pulling on the same sort of magic that the Sanguis believe that they have mastered and are not correct in believing so. Anything that touches El Terrell is tainted.
So people believe it's blood magic, like the Burning Tree Clan was.
Similar, yes. By being a cannibal and eating the flesh and drinking the blood, one dips into a source of the tether that one should stay away from. At least in my humble opinion, that is.
I feel like in most normal people's opinion, not just you.
The pull for power is strong, Magnus Darkshield. If you do not win the Great Hunt, will you pull for into the power of blood magic? We all know that the man that sits at that table is not worthy of being a warlord. He claims it by name alone.
I don't think I would attempt to mess with any blood magic. Seems strange. And I don't really know if blood magic would be controllable for me. Seems it makes people go very crazy.
I agree. Fix this. The dogs! Abusing the dogs!
Get it. Get it.
Just understand that if you do make your way towards Savalthir, that it is not like the other warlord clans around here. You will be passing through the Fey branches. And I know that you are a follower of the Ancient Wolf. The Fey branches are touched by the trance, but we are touched by the Winter's Dream. So you will see the darker side of the trance if you are to come. Something to just be aware of. I know Wolfheart does not particularly enjoy the winter's dream and the trance.
I appreciate all the information.
He nods when he does his ears, kind of, because that's kind of flopped on the side like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Like,
I'm gonna head back to the group.
when you turn around and walk away, he has a similar weapon that he's had concealed under his cloak the entire time he's talked to you, and it's not like the crystallized mace that Jalkant has, but it's like a dagger with the same crystal-like blade on the off the hilt. So it's like a hilt and then just a crystal jagged blade. Then now you realize that he was holding it, but not being aggressive, just like for his protection.
Mm.
He's overly anxious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
After seeing that, I kind of stopped for a second. Do you all carry the same material weapon?
What do you mean?
See, your dagger
Yes.
is made from what looks like the same crystal as Jalkant's mace.
Yes, this is correct.
Do you find it stronger than metal? What's the reason for using that?
It is the same as yours, and he points at your dad's axe. The hinterlands has very giving minds. Even though the Frost Giants have taken them from us, maybe one day we will take back what is ours.
So, is everyone as on edge as them, or just
Just them.
Everybody else is having an orgy.
Everyone else is
Everybody else is fucking
well,
Drinking
before
and-
the orgy happened?
The orgy's still going.
Yep, and Rizzle's in the corner going, god damn.
the Blood Eagles clan was
here.
the Blood Eagles clan was like not partaking, but not as anxious or tense. But the elves are definitely very tense. It could be because they're elves and they're with a bunch of humans, which is already kind of weird. But this is a brand of elves that you guys have never met before. After they talk to you, Magnus, they get up and they walk up towards Jalkant, and he gives them a nod, and he looks over towards you guys, and he looks over towards the orc, and then he nods to the Wind Sister, because at this point, Root Walker has just gone. He's just belligerent and he's just boasting and walking around. He's got two girls under his arms and he has mugs swinging in both hands, just singing. Ah! So he,
Mugs and jugs.
Mugs and jugs.
new t-shirt. So he just
say it's the name of this group right here, Mugs and
mugs
Jugs.
and jokes. Ah!
Nah.
He just makes his way out. He bids farewell to the Wind Sister, and then the Snow Elves make their way to their lodging.
Has Jalkant left?
He's walking away right now.
Okay.
You can grab him if you want to, but he's walking towards his room.
No. Let's go back to the group.
Everyone is sitting at the table watching the revelry take place.
King Warlord Magnus has returned. So what is their plan? What is their plan now? Ziggy's drank like 5 tankards of ale.
Make a con save.
I might. Nope. Good.
I should legend lore this island we're going. Once we get to a tavern.
This is one, I think. Technically.
Yeah, you guys can stay here if you want to. You'll just be in a room with all the ambassadors and clansmen in this great hall. So you have free lodging and drinks and food. You might not get much sleep, but you'll have lodging. There's other inns and taverns throughout this entire city, though. This is a city that's almost rivals Krov in terms of size.
It's a little loud for my taste, so I'd probably try and search for a quiet.
Ninja.
As well.
Okay.
Before we split up or go to another one, we need to decide if we're leaving ASAP or what we're doing. Because it sounds like the AVs are leaving tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I thought that was the plan.
I think we should leave tomorrow. Are we going south or are we going
I guess that's.
the mountain?
Well, we could, if we wanted to. I don't know if it'd be quicker. Take a boat all the way over.
Not a boat.
I mean, we still have our boat.
I don't know
Yeah,
if it'd be
sure.
quicker or not
Yeah.
than trying to rent Mammoth, take them all the way across.
Can we get a boat and then Zervesh just turns into a killer whale and we put a harness on him and he can just pull us?
Can't be a
Maybe
killer whale.
faster.
Yeah, he's
I
too.
thought you said you could.
Yep. Nope.
Thought it could, but it was too high of a CR.
Can you be a whale?
Thought it was Circle of Moon, I think. That's the wild shape one, right?
Yeah.
I'll do what we need to do. I'm not excited about this boat though. If we have to do it.
Did we ever see anybody from the burning tree while we were here?
No.
I mean, I've just been sitting in the back. I haven't noticed anybody. Okay.
You haven't seen anybody from the burning tree. You guys have made out, and if you guys want to write this down, just to have it, you made out someone from the Oakhammer clan. And Magnus, you would also tell them that every clan has a Jarl, and the second command is called a Tannist. And they always name a Tannist in case the Jarl dies. So you saw the Oakhammer's clan, and the Jarl who used him was Olaf. You saw a representative of the Rook Shadows clan, which is Wolvig, but he didn't give his name. You met the Blood Eagle's Nest clan, which was Chiptabeak, and you know that she is the Tannist for Emerald Wing. Emerald Wing is the clan's leader. You met the Orc. I don't think he told you his clan name because you didn't talk to him, but he did say his war chief Gudrun Fire Eyes is from Kulmek, which is east of the Blood Eagle's room, so you're going higher east. You met the Snow Elves, Eobor, Chokanth. You guys are the Wolfheart Clan.
Who would be the?
You gotta answer that question now. You gotta
Who would be
know.
the second command.
We don't have one yet.
And there was a seventh person there that no one really like engaged or found out who it was, but there was a seventh clan there, outside of the burning tree. But I mean, you could ask anyone and they would just be like, oh, it's this clan.
I would ask. I thought the only one that wasn't accounted for was the
Burning
burning
tree.
tree. Yeah.
So you got Oakhammer, Rook Shadow, Blood Eagles. I'll give it to you. The Orcs are the Pale Mammoths, the Wolfheart. What's wrong with the Pale Mammoths?
I'm sorry. I hear Ninja purring through the mic and it just makes me laugh.
You hear Ninja?
The cat.
the cat.
Sounds loud.
Ah!
Is he looking like a
Yeah,
super
purring.
villain?
Well, I gotta go this again because I lost count. Oakhammer, Rook Shadow, Blood Eagle, Pale Mammoth, Wolfheart, Snow Elf, Burning Tree. Oh, okay. So the last one you guys didn't meet. I'll let you meet him. When you guys open the door, one of the people that have been in the room drinking all this time is like standing against the wall, back to the wall, fingers, arms around her chest, crossed. You can make out what looks to be a woman, but she is like, she has her hood over her head. And as you guys all walk past her together, she says, so, you think you can beat a warlord?
Sunbeam.
Fireball! Fireball! God.
I'll stop and say, well, obviously you know me. What's your name?
For the most part, This person looks human, and it's hard to make out her face. I am of the Ivory Tusk. My name is not important to you, for I am not able to walk in the shadows of a soon-to-be warlord.
How do you say that?
Because you are great. And I am nothing now. But I will be something now. She pulls back her head, and she's a very human-like troll, and she has 2 tusk teeth on the sides here. She has long hair, but she has a bun on the top, with a bone in her hair. Her skin is like not a green, but like a teal skin. She wears leather armor, and she wears a lot. She's almost overdressing in a way to conceal herself from most. I am Farid Trollkin from Erebor. It is good to meet you, Magnus Darkshield. Wolfheart Clan.
It's good to meet you. We just heard you're the Trollkin that figured out how to get rid of the curse.
Indeed we have. We have freed ourselves from the clutches of the Ice Troll King. Although that was many years ago. Now we are just trying to make a place in this world. We are the Ivory Tusk. Just to be funny, both of her daggers are made of narwhals.
It's
Shame.
sorry, she's drunk. It's very nice to meet you.
We are just trying to make a place in this world after we've escaped what was something that is difficult to speak of, which I will not speak of. Just seeing what the world is past the great glaciers. Know that I am pulling for you because that pig in there does not deserve to be warlord. And I have not met the Avies. But you should know if she is nicer, I will pull for her instead.
I don't know about nicer, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, everybody comes back at least.
She gives you like a smile, and then you see her pull out she like reaches her arms out, and she has like very long fingernails. She scratches a symbol on her arm, and then she disappears. And then Zervesh, with your passive, you see her reappear 60 feet past you, and she starts to walk just away from everyone, like she's just leaving. And she's very socially awkward because she's a troll.
She's trying to look cool.
Smoke bomb.
Something Simon would do.
That was interesting.
Well, you have some fans at least.
So that is the 7th tribe, outside of the burning tree.
Well, she wanted to leave with Flair. She's right over there.
She doesn't even hear you, so she's just walking away.
Let her think she got away.
Alright.
So, as we were talking about, what do you think would be faster, Rizzo? Boat or by land?
Oh shit! I don't know your terrain, so I don't know how far away things are.
Mountainous, a lot of snow. We have mammoth. Well, we can't get mammoth.
And we're gonna get stopped halfway through by those whatchamacallit thingamagers, and then Yeah.
That's what
I
troll
want to
looks like.
say, being a man who likes to be on the sea anyways, I'm gonna say we're gonna take the sea route and land, go up.
Quick question though. When we were coming up here, was there starting to be a lot more ice built around the island?
Yep.
And
Or
that's
that area?
my next thing I was gonna say, but we may have to upgrade the boat because it may not be able to take some of the ice.
So, for perspective, I'll pop up that one handout again that kind of showed you guys' approach. It's a little less around here because this is a coastal town, but if you go down the coast, it'll definitely get more. It'll be more build up.
Alright, so I have an idea.
The fireball.
Fireball to fix
Is that
everything.
video? Fireball!
Fireball.
Well, it would work. It would crack the ice for us to get through.
I'd be able to heat up the ice.
Here's my
Avalanche.
idea.
Just strap Avon to the front and he can spam fire spell.
Well, Zavish, you can travel through plants now, right?
Ones that I've seen before.
So what if we head there on Mammoth, and then we use Zervesh to get back in an instant?
Well, that's to say if there's any trees big enough on that island.
I mean, we could walk inwards if we need to, or walk until we find one. It'll still be quicker than traveling on foot or land.
Are there even any
True.
plants over here that we can stride from?
There's a lot of pine. You can find some pine trees dusted with snow. And if you go deeper into there's a lot of forests around here that you could.
Gotcha. It's not like Antarctica and it's just a big old fucking giant glacier.
Yeah, if you want to get to pure glacier land, you're going a little farther north. This is like a fjord. I almost wanted to say fjord. It's a fjord.
Fjord.
It's a fjord.
The fjord.
But remember, it is summer and it's strangely more snowy than it usually is.
Is that caused more by magic?
That fucking witch. And her fucking cold titties.
Or maybe the Troll King?
So witch's titties.
Yep.
Yeah, a troll king is the troll king and his winter witches is a safe guess.
Okay.
You'll see the map.
Well, fucking cat.
So if you're going by Mammoth, you'd just be crossing the Slumbering Peaks. You'd be going into the Rook Shadows area. And the way that the Northlands works, if this helps at all, is every clan owns or contains, like, protects some sort of land. So like that's a little too big. But like that's the Oak Hammers would have like this, you know. Phlox Hill. Cold Mech. Snow Elves are over here by the Phase Branches. Rook Shadow is big. And then the Trolls.
So what do we think? At some point we have to get a boat anyways.
So we're gonna upgrade, get a better boat. Would you guys? I mean, the fastest path is always the straight line. So, if we're gonna travel out and around instead of from here to where are we going? Vuttengard?
Now we're going down Isles of the Putrid Fog.
Hell shit. We're gonna have to take a boat anyways. Fuck it.
If you want to, I mean, you can always change your mind. You just have to complete one of the 3.
True.
So if you want to go to one closer, You know that the witch is up here. The witch is in the frozen mire, and the colossal snake is in the Grandwood. Not saying that they'd be easier, that's just they'd be closer. If travel time is something that worries you guys.
I don't think it'll worry us. I think if we go by boat, the thing is, if we want to do the travel via plants or transport via plants, I don't know if the Isle of Putrid Fog will have any, like trees.
We can just go to
Wolfheim.
Else. Wolfheim is the town that was wiped out, right?
But there should be trees there, I think.
That's me
Depends
hometown.
if Magnus wants to go there or not. And it also depends on where we dock on the island.
Each square is 25 miles. If it gives you an idea of how big the isle is.
Holy shit.
That's a longer trip than our original boat ride.
Jesus.
Ugh.
So double the time.
This is like the third continent of Erenel. The Northlands.
I don't know how to do this. I'm done. Fuck.
Okay, bye, Zrash.
Meow.
I'm gone. You're on your own.
Woo! Woo! It's a long trip.
That's a tough one because you can go quickly and do something closer, or you can go and like free your home city that was taken from you so long ago. Because you push back the cannonball, then you can like rebuild it if you wanted to.
I think we should go through the map.
I can't tell if it's faster or not.
Well, it's already built out trails. You're not going on the water, and
We have to
Who knows
get
what
a
we'll run
boat
into
there
over there.
anyway.
So we're talking about a month by sea, right?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, it's about a month. Because each one's a day, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what we run into on land or versus the water too, and if we have somehow get an issue with Wolvik, right? He owns those three.
Yeah, Wolvig is
Yeah,
Varngard, Ireland, and Torvard.
Yeah.
Ottervang is where the sword that Blanton made is from. If you saw his magic item yesterday.
Still a good boy, like you say that he is. Maybe we can set up a sweet boat.
You don't trust Wolvik.
No, we don't.
I don't.
And we're able to travel quicker on water if we use spells, so we could speed up
True.
the trip.
I say we do water.
God
And,
damn
I mean-
it.
I'm always gonna say water.
Worst comes to worst, I mean, if we want to just leave the fucking boat there and tree strat, we just put a tree. That's big enough.
Fuck that tree. That sounded like you said.
You would know,
Boat ride
Magnus,
being
that
the best.
Sleet's Landing has some of the best boat makers in the world here. So you could
Get a
take
sweet fucking upgraded yacht.
you could take your rickety boat and take it there and then leave it and then buy a sick boat if you wanted to.
buy an ocean cruiser.
You'd have to also buy helpers, but you can do that. You need people to paddle it. You guys take it however you want.
Did they say anything about being first back matters?
Or yeah, is there a time limit? When you have to be back for this shit?
So there's no time limit. First back matters, but the Great Hunt is very hard, so it hasn't been accomplished much. If that makes sense.
It's more or less whoever comes back alive, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Ragnar coming back with his kill was like a huge fucking deal that completely propped up Udgir as the deity of deities because that's who he followed and swept in, and he was the man because of it. Whereas the Roadwalkers clan is always, it's just like a lineage because they haven't had to do it for a while because it's so hard to do.
So how about, like I said, we take a boat, go over to the fucking Isles of Putrid Fog, tree stripe back, leave our shitty boat, get a better boat.
Might want to look into getting something that might be able to crack the ice if we run into any big.
Fireball. See? Fireball.
Okay.
We might want to get some more rope so we can tie Avon to the front of the.
Like one of the mermaids sculptures.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just-
Um,
Have Siki feed him sometime.
we should probably get like healing potions too.
but that was
Yeah. Let's load up. Prepare for war.
Speaking of that, I still have a greater healing potion.
Healing potion.
because you're hard to hit with a fucking 23 AC or some shit.
It's only 21.
Close enough.
To be fair, even if they take out my health, or they chunk down my health, I can pretty much put it all back.
What was the name of our fellow? Troken? Just Troken?
The woman?
No, the foe on the island, like the leader of the cannibal.
Is there my sack?
Mavkai. Mavakai.
Okay.
You spell it like this.
Wait, was he choking? I thought he was safe.
No, he's sailing. He's a Caelian warlock.
I just got it mixed up. Yeah.
And keep in mind that these are very difficult.
They're called great hunts for a reason. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Just keep it in mind.
All right, let's do this. No, not fast, but let's do shopping. I guess.
Yeah. I'll also
Lore?
do legend lore when we get to the
Hmm.
part we're staying. It's good to have information. It's also something that sounds eerily familiar about this island.
You're fine.
It all ties together. All right, so we're buying potions. What kind of potions you guys want to buy? This is a capital city, so it's very easy to find potions if you have the coin.
Probably greater healing.
Greater healing are uncommon. There'd be 400 gold apiece.
Okay.
So
I would say just to be on the safe side too, we should probably try and go for like 200 gold of diamond dust for greater restoration.
Okay.
So just in case somebody somehow gets petrified or goes crazy.
it's easy enough to find too.
Next document. All right, so 400 gold for the diamond dust, right? Or 200.
200. Good enough for 2 casting.
All right. Oh, not that.
Each greater you want is 400 per.
How many graders should we get?
3?
Mm,
As soon as I turned off the snow, Shawnee's map kicked in.
Hey, mine too. Not black anymore.
2 or 3.
Oh, yours is black too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were doing that.
I didn't have any problems.
I didn't have no problems either.
Well, you're just special snowflakes.
Oh,
let's try some.
So 3 greater healing.
Is it black
potions,
again?
or should we do more. No.
No.
Good.
I don't see snow though.
Oh, okay. I'll
I
just
don't
leave it.
either.
I'll just keep it off.
I don't see snow on mine, but I see it
Oh,
on
there it
this.
is.
That's good.
Yep.
Hey, yeah.
It's gone.
Oh well. Let's not worry about it.
Yeah,
Cool.
damn. That's a cool thing, but yeah. Come on, roll 20, man.
You
Jeez.
gotta step your shit up, roll 20.
Jeez. They are supposed to implement like D&D Beyond's extension into Roll20, where when you guys, your guys' character used to pop up in Twitch chat this year.
Oh shit.
It should be sweet. Not for a while, but be cool when it does.
Should we do more than 3 Greater Healing Potions, or?
Sounds pretty healthy to me.
Does anybody have any to begin with?
I have one.
One.
I don't have it.
I don't have one.
I don't have
I've got a
any.
potion on me.
And Siki.
No, I don't have any.
Okay, so 3 there. So that should be good. Or should we get 1 extra?
Yeah.
1 extra. Anything else?
He's a warlock, so
Any spells you're interested in trying to find around here?
Good question. I can't trust fucking Roll20's spells. They're all wrong. I don't get it.
Looking for scrolls?
Yeah.
You'd probably be able to find a couple if you're, depending on what you're looking for. I find it easier to go to 5e tools and hit spells than filter to wizard.
Yeah. Fucking Roll20's is broken as fuck.
Yeah.
Where was it at? Player options? No. Spells. There we go. And
The search wizard too. And you can sort by level. It shows a bunch of them. This is my favorite song in the whole playlist. For sailing.
This is a good song.
Bow, bow, bow.
okay, there we go. I probably should filter out the other stuff.
Mm, 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 mm.
could we find a potion of invisibility?
Yeah.
How much would they cost?
Potion of invisibility.
If we really wanted to, we might be able to use that coin to do spell storage to store invisibility into.
But we can get all of this, right?
I don't think so.
It's a little more expensive. It is 10,000.
I have a backup plan. Potion of gaseous form.
Wait a second. Can I do that?
Gaseous form would be $1,000.
Ooh. All right. Do you want to get that?
Oh no, I was thinking one for each of us, but 1,000. Talking $6,000.
Yeah.
I think it would be it'd make it a lot easier for us to. We don't know what the fuck's on the island. We don't
Right.
know if it's fucking.
Legend lore it.
Yeah, it's true.
Lord, once we get back.
Shopping episodes. Shawnee's on her phone.
That's a wizard spell? Wow.
So you're getting, so how many greater healings did you get?
4.
4 greater healings.
And then
Potion of invisibility.
Potion of invisibility. How much
No.
is that?
You
No?
didn't want it?
No, we're not getting one yet.
Okay. Potion of gaseous form?
No, not yet.
No? Okay.
So
I'll just-
far 1,800.
Put it out there that if we get a gem encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 gold, then we can do Hero's Feast before.
We can do that if you want.
Here's face is pretty good.
So do you want me to add 1,000 to it?
I'll let Magnus decide.
You guys can feast before battle. Temper hit points. Was it wisdom saving throw advantage? Immune to poison and being frightened? Yeah, frightened's pretty good.
Seems good. Let's do it.
That's that's what the critical role guys would use before every fight.
Yeah, I can also do Wind Walk as well.
I don't know if I want to go for like attack spells. I think I should probably.
This is always like the Rocky where he's like lifting weights and stuff before big fights is always what I think this stuff's like. It's like a montage.
Ooh, mental prison?
Talking about a montage.
What is this?
Montage. Talking about a montage.
That's all I can think of right now.
So the plan is to go by boat?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. How many coins do we have left, by the way?
2.
Just-
Oh well,
just-
did you use the other one or no? Like for the spell
No.
thing? Okay, so 2.
Hold on a second.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Holy shit. I'll have to maybe try that later. That's cool. Skill empowerment.
Well, I mean, we could do it like this. If you guys are just going to shop and then take a boat all the way to the Putrid Isles. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we don't run into any goddamn storms that shipwreck us, and then we're stuck in the middle of the mountains, alone and afraid.
We should do it like that instead of just having like you guys go through stuff on stream and try to figure out what you want to buy. We can just end it here for today's game. You guys can figure out what you want to do. And then the next game will be you guys traveling to the Isle and then figuring out what the hell is going on that way. That's how you guys want to do it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
That way you can like spend some time checking over what you want to buy outside of the greater healings.
I don't know if Z's talking.
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him doing this. Yeah, man, that's fine with me.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, then let's do. So the next Dying Embers game would be January 25th. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure out whatever you guys want to buy, and then we'll just do like a quick thing before you guys jump on the boat, and then go into some big combat.
Hell yeah.
It work.
Cool.
Still on
So,
level 12.
yeah.
I
had all these encounters
Lee?
too, if you guys want to buy Mammoth.
Lee, how far away is the place? Like miles wide?
It was like 840.
I can get us there in 4 days.
What?
Well, I'm assuming Windwalk is 300 feet every round, because that's what it says movement is. And it can last for 8 hours. And there's 10 rounds in a minute.
Mhm.
So,
God damn.
If you do that, you wouldn't even have the boat. You'd just be gaseous asshole like farts, right? And just fly around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's a good idea. You should do that instead of the boat. You should just all turn to floating asses and fly.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Holy shit.
How does that work? So
Cast
you
it.
can cast it on all of us?
Yeah, up to 10 willing creatures.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Why have we not used this before? It seems so good.
I just never really thought of it.
Before. And,
Are you gonna Legend Lord?
yeah, we can do that next session.
Okay, yeah, I will. Okay.
Because that's approximately 272.5 miles. Well, per 8 hours.
And we could even chill and rest for a day so you get your spells back.
Pretty much.
So you sent that to your brother, Ryzen.
Yeah. I won't take a reply or anything.
You're not taking a reply?
No.
Okay.
This and that.
And you want to legend lore? You want to legend lore the Warlock or the Putrid Isles?
Doesn't matter. Which one do you feel would be more apt?
It's up to you guys.
Wait, what was it? What was the choice between?
The Isles.
Or the actual foe himself?
Yeah.
I think the Isles, right? Don't we want to know if there's trees on there? Or
No,
actually,
I
that doesn't
get
matter.
you. Let's-
knowing
Yeah,
the
that does
weakness
matter.
of knowing the weakness
Yeah.
of our enemy is more important.
Yeah, I feel like him.
The foe itself.
Okay, we'll do the foe itself. Then. If you want to do it next time, that'd be okay. Or this.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably do it next time.
Okay.
We'll give you guys the Cannibalistic Warlock Mavkai. You guys will ass bubble all the way towards the Putrid Isles. And then you can just, yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be your transportation for a while now, right? Cool.
So, if if that one guy is so proud of his hands, all we have to do is tie him up. When I get 7th level spells, I can forcibly regrow his face.
I gotta cut him back off again, bitch. Oh no.
Oh, that's like a reverse torture.
Exactly.
Put him back out and go, now do it again.
Here's the next question. If we're able to do one that quickly, should we do 2?
Oh my god.
That would be like really proving a fucking point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would.
Yeah.
I was already thinking if we did this one
Let's
and
just do like
we
a
failed,
quick
we'll just go
circle
through
around
his
Do all
the
three.
northern region and do
Yeah.
all 3, and then take back, the hinterlands area.
do it all.
Sounds like a goddamn plan.
If we play the cards right too, we could always do that first one and try and get the Avies on our side too. Because the elves would be appreciative of the first one going away, and the second one maybe let them do the work or something, help out and let them take credit or something.
We could do
Get
that,
the
yeah.
minority vote. And
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So what do you guys think is a cooler sounding race? Snow Elves or Trollkin?
I think both need to come in eventually.
Both, yeah.
I told Z before the game I was gonna like dip a new race and see if anyone liked it. I dipped into.
Like so.
To be fair, one of my backup characters is Arctic Avies Barbarian.
Bits.
But he's literally a fucking penguin, so
Trollkin and Snow Elves with their folded down elven ears.
So are we pretty much done for the night?
Yeah, so next game is Saturday, January 25th for Dying Embers. We have Rise of Harlock
So
this
close.
Monday. And then we have Lemon's one shot is Thursday, and then Saturday is the Worm Speakers game, where you guys just found that medallion during the hurricane. So we'll see where that goes.
Found that some bitch jumped at Dingbang. What's he gonna do?
Ah,
Ding bang!
Up in his pocket.
We shall see how things progress.
it's gonna be good. We'll have Something to keep in mind that I'm trying to figure out is I really want to make. I don't know. I feel like bi-weekly games is kind of weird. I'm trying to figure out how to make it not be weird. So anybody that has thoughts about it, I think for streams it's weird to watch a game change every Saturday, and it's hard to follow along. I know it's tough for some people. So any ideas on how we can fix that would be sweet.
Well, the only consistent days
You cut out.
The only one.
the only consistent days I can do is Thursday. Otherwise, every other day I change my work schedule.
Well, that sucks. I'm gonna be working Thursday night soon.
Well, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, screw you.
Yeah, let's do back because Thursday would be sweet if we could do it. Even if it's only like a 3-hour game, it'd be dope.
Maybe you should quit your new job then, sucker.
What?
Yeah, just drop the $2 an hour raise I'd be getting.
Absolutely.
It's a good race. So tomorrow is the last of the 7 days of magic items, so check out that when it comes out. It is artwork that has been made by a very talented artist, and I've seen it and it looks amazing. And you guys will be able to download it. So until next time, thanks for watching everybody, and we'll see you on Monday night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.